Well, welcome back to this is Dark Skies pickup game number 8 entitled Container Wars. Um, Also, another joke that doesn't make sense now, but will make sense later, I promise. Um, in the lead up, um, today is the 27th of November, 2077. The site of action is the north side of Coronado Dam, Santo Domingo. I'll go ahead and ping that on the map, which I believe everyone is currently looking at. I hope so. Um, More specifically, this is in relation to the combat zone known as Boxville, which is currently not as combat zone as it used to be. It's starting to tone down a little bit with the structure of power shifting towards the Andersons Nomad Pack um, and their associates. Lamplighter and Cryptid arrived here via bike, I presume. I know that Lamplighter does not have a vehicle, so I'm assuming that Cryptid, you would have driven him. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, he's gonna ride bitch, I guess.
Yeah, and so what you would know about Lamplighter is very little, other than he is a netrunner and he is Carbon's progeny. So when it comes to Carbon and Lamplighter, you've heard Carbon kind of reference Lamplighter as the boy or that young tyke, and then you've also seen in the lead up that Lamplighter refers to him as old guy, old pervert, old gooner, lots of different things about Carbon that are derogatory. It's like a love hate.
But
Um,
not necessarily untrue.
yeah, no, absolutely 100% true. That guy's still rocking hentai shirts, like the Ahigao fucking shirts. He's an absolute pervert. Um, And then you two would arrive together. Hungry, you would arrive on the scene with Rocco. Now, you two have not met in real life, nor have you met in character, so we're going to resolve that matter pretty quick. Rocco, you did a small job for a guy named Carl Storms who came in off the street towards your location, your supposedly mobile workstation, and offered you quite a few eddies to work on his helmet and make it combat ready. Um, Carl then got you in touch with Hungry. So let's describe your characters first, and also this is Josh's first game, so everybody we're going to run through the gamut, and also it's Lamplighter's first game in a while, so we're going to also do it that way too. but we'll start with the new people. Josh, tell us about yourself and a little bit about yourself, and also Rocco.
Uh, what would you like me to say about myself? I guess.
Just anything, whatever. Just a short introduction to the man, the myth, the
I
legend.
am I'm Wombat. I sometimes stream D&D stuff, sometimes stream other things, but mainly I like to have fun and play games, and that's why I'm here. So ultimately, Rocco is a merchant. He likes to help folks, and he's always trying to give people a good deal. But he, has a sordid past, as many people do. He has uh, this behemoth that he's trying to fix up so that he can be mobile. But right now, he's out in front of a restaurant, uh, trying to, do what he can to help their business while helping his own. So yeah, ultimately, Rocco is, going for jobs that feel uh, right to him, and hopefully they pay off, right?
Thank you, Elizabeth, for the link in the chat to Wombat's wonderful Twitch channel.
Thank you.
Rocco, you would basically have received a call from Hungry after Carl mentioned you to Hungry. Now, I'm gonna want just a small sampling of that beautiful, beautiful Hungry voice, just so you have an understanding of who the fuck you're dealing with. But Joe, tell us a bit about Hungry. I'll go ahead and post a picture of him on the thing. But yeah, just tell us about him.
Hungry is a fixer that has made his way through the slums of Night City. Uh, Literally started with nothing from the bottom, just a street punk, and he has made deals and connections and relationships that have gotten to him to where he's at today, which is still in the slums of Night City, but at just a little better standing.
The penthouse of the slums.
Yeah, he's a very large guy. It's very obvious. You can see a little shimmer of chrome under his skin that he's got some work done as far as cybernetics goes. He dresses not like he's from the hood. He tries to put on a very business front, look like a businessman, uh, wearing a lot of flashy clothes, overpriced for where he's from, and very gaudy with jewelry, rings, and necklaces. He's got a couple of chains around his neck. Centerpiece being a diamond bezeled cheeseburger.
Oh yes.
And so he would basically have told you on the call that he needs you for a job that will deal with electronic security and also potentially like access to corporate secured locations. Now, typically, techs and netrunners kind of overlap in a couple of these things, but they're very different. The best way to think about it is a netrunner is going to deal with software, and a tech is going to deal with hardware. But based on the write-up, Hungry would have driven out to Watson, and by he driving out, I mean Mac drove out to you. And you would have been greeted by a big red food truck with the Hungry logo on the side, which is a hamburger with angel wings. And he would have loaded you into the back of the truck with him and Chino. Chino is a Valentino looking gentleman. Valentino is a gang in Night City, which is very like Latin inspired. They have a lot of tattoos, and they run in the Glen. They are a very family oriented gang, I would say, is the best way to kind of describe it if you're not terribly familiar with them. But yeah, he seems to be kind of like a bodyguard or hustle for Hungry. And then Mac is in the front, large guy, grease stains on his shirt, looks like a cook, but he's also the driver. And they'd pick you up and drag you to the job site. And then We'll do Lamplighter and Cryptid next. Michael, go ahead and describe your character, and if you want a little bit about yourself prior to that.
Yep. So, a little bit about me. I am just a lover of all games, both board and video. Video games was my whole life before. Board games became something way later, and then eventually got into the D&Ds and the Cyberpunks. Definitely kind of lean more towards Cyberpunk personally, but play both like whenever I can. Nowadays, again, took a very long hiatus, as some people know, from a lot of things. But
Mm.
as far as Lamplighter's concerned, he is very, very serious, straightforward, kind of stern in his total overall attitude and stature. Um, he has a very complicated past with his family and his own personal development into what he is now. You can tell he has extreme drive to very specific ends. He does, rat on Carbon a little bit there, but at the end of the day, like you said, it is definitely a love hate kind of relationship because they're like similar in a way, but also the opposites of each other. And Carbon sees a lot in him that he saw in himself for the very same reasons that Carbon got into what he's doing, but just in a different way. And so he's trying to help guide the intensity and everything in Lamplighter to achieve what he needs to, and also get some help out of it himself.
And together, you arrived here on road bike, so a bit damp, heavier coats, windy night or windy morning. It's 51 degrees in Night City, which is considered cold. But the other individual that would have came at the behest of Carbon is Cryptid. Lark, go ahead and a bit about yourself and also describe your character.
Hi, I'm your friendly neighborhood scientist, Lark. I am a chemist. I like animals and I like gaming, and I play a lot of D&D and now recently a lot of Cyberpunk because I play Cyberpunk and now this game. And Cryptid, also known as Meridia. She is a cyber cryptid, I guess you could say, cryptid kid. She is a media who disseminates truth. A lot of it is about investigating conspiracies that are on the like political and corporate corruption kind of level. But she disseminates truth to the public via forums and vlogs, blogs, all of that sort as Cryptid, which is her online persona. She's kind of a badass. She pulls off a lot of weird stuff, especially last game. Her past she kind of doesn't talk about, but people can tell it's a bit sordid. But right now she's just doing some odd jobs trying to keep herself going and financing her crusade.
Okay, and a quick note, Hungry, when you first met Cryptid, it was basically as a favor to Carbon to try and get her some work. I want to let you know at this point, Carbon will drop details regarding Cryptid to Hungry for you to kind of have on the docket because he does not want you to be in the dark as this operation begins. So you are aware of Cryptid's work outside of edge running, but you are not aware of like the details. You just know that she is probably going to be recording in some way, shape, or form, and is actually wanting to go in on the job at the behest of Carbon, not just to find out what's down here, but also to possibly uncover some things that Militech might be involved in. Understood?
Yeah.
Okay. That is group 1 and group 2. Group 3 is just all Elizabeth. So technically there is another player character here, but it was just as a backup. So Letty, you would arrive in the car that Mooney used to drive. And out of it would be Tove, who is bear with me here. Let me just do them real quick and then you can go. So Tove is Letty's security officer. She is a very serious individual, dating Mooney. That's great. Honora is her kind of PR person, but also kind of just like face person, will do most of the talking, running around, coffee grabbing, etc. Looking stellar doing it. And then Nina is her net runner, who she has this tactical gear on. She came to play. She knows what she's getting into, what's being invested in here. So she is very much ready to deal with Militech securities. Yeah, and then Letty.
So I'm Elizabeth. I am often in John's chat moderating and harassing whoever's playing. I've been playing for since like just after lockdown or something here, but I've been playing games since like half my life. I'm old. Uh but yeah, so Letty is a straight-laced corpo. She's Italian, and I have a very bad Italian accent for her, which I always regret, but
We
here
love
we
it.
are.
We love it.
And
Continuity.
she is slowly climbing the corporate ladder.
When you saw her last cryptid, she was in security garb, which means that she was in a very similar outfit to what Nina is now wearing. Basically, armor, jack, like full on, etc. Today, when you see her, you recognize her. It does look like she's actually like put herself together compared to the incognito security face. She's wearing a Biotechnica suit. She's getting out of a Biotechnica vehicle. She looks every part the I don't fucking take bullshit corporate executive that you probably figured her out to be. Um, and she's not hiding it this time around.
No.
It's full display. So you gather together and make your way up the hill in your individual vehicles after a short kind of exchange of pleasantries, which were kind of seen in our in-character discussion. Basically, I want to highlight a couple of points here because I want them to be on top of the mind before we move forward in for the people who are kind of connected, and also so Rocco can be like, "Oh," as crazy shit starts to hit the drama fan. Lamplighter, you were with Johann in his last moments. Johann was obliterated by the Striga. The Striga was summoned effectively by Bucket. Bucket is a tech we all know who had or has, that's really up to Chandler, connections with Militech. Problematic. Um, but you escaped on foot, running towards the nearest available piece of security, and that really hasn't been discussed much since Lamplighter disappeared shortly after that, like vanished, because why would he surface? Like, Militech has a death machine running the streets of Night City, and his face is known. So, him arising now is mainly because Carbon has nobody he can trust with this task, and he definitely needs you on the scene here for this. But that's knowledge that you have, and you know Letty is aware of that, at least superficially. You don't know how much Mooney knows about that, and you
Mooney was the one that picked him up in his car.
do not know if Bucket was the summoner of Militech. Lamplighter watched the exchange between Bucket and Johann and his demise. So Lamplighter has a lot more information about that than you. And then there are suspicions from Hungry to that subject matter, but Lamplighter has not talked to Hungry in a month almost, so that has not been brought up either. So I just want to make sure that that is on the docket for what is kind of looming in the background narratively. We could just say fuck Chandler and go for it, or whichever. Like it's totally up to you guys. I just thought that was funny as I was organizing it. That was the case. The other
I think
thing,
Chandler would understand, to be honest.
yeah, the other thing to note is that when it comes to what we are believing is present here, there are a lot of thoughts that are probably popping to the more knowledgeable and more like seasoned in the Cyberpunk lore, and some of the newer people too might be kind of being like, "Oh, okay, I see the threads connecting." But one of the things that was mentioned a couple of times is the Lazarus program, which, according to what is known, is a cloning program that utilizes AI reproduction, whole cloth of an individual's psyche, not like Soul Killer. Instead, it is a Soul Killer will literally copy it from the source, whereas whatever is happening with the Militech side of it does not appear to be soul killing. It appears to be very different.
Is it like Soma type thing, like the?
Yeah, so correct. It's basically like instead of being a because Soul Killer in program is like Soma, but it literally extracts the brain functions of a person, killing them in the process, and then digitizing that into a construct. That's Soul Killer. What Militech or the Lazarus program has been doing is instead they are capturing the construct of a person while they're alive, and then trying to keep them alive for as long as they can because the process is not instantaneous like Soul Killer. It takes time. We know of two main, and this is for Hungry, Letty, Mooney, Lamplighter, and Cryptid. You'd probably be filled in on this as well. Rocco, you'll be kind of going in blind, but that's kind of the point. They needed a fresh, clean tech. They didn't want Bucket for this gig because of his Militech association. But what you know, there are two main branches that you're aware of the Lazarus program. Branch number one is the Stepford wives, which would be Nina and all of the Nina proxies. They have got a clone format for a specific woman, and they keep making her over and over again. And it seems like they keep on loading her with similar or identical constructs, and she is different every time. Your Nina is different than Beth, the other Nina, and then there was a second Nina that got obliterated. That said, the second aspect of the project is Striga. Striga is not just a huge death machine robot; it is actually a full body conversioned individual. So just the brain and nervous system of a person inside of a capsule that is loaded into a mecha or body. And what they do with that is they actually are able to regenerate the brain and nervous system over and over again. So if they lose the Striga on site, they just grow another one. So those are the two main aspects of the Lazarus program that we're aware of. Okay. Mooney, last but not least, go ahead and describe your character, and then I will describe the character you are going to be seen seated with when we get to it.
Yeah, Mooney is a extra tall, extra wide, chromed out cowboy. He didn't start out that way. He started off as definitely like pure person, but he's come a long way. He's worked with most everybody here. Like we were mentioning before, like the last time anybody saw Lamplighter, like Mooney literally just like kicked the door open and said, "Get in the car," and then they went out to the Badlands and like laid low for a couple days, and then that was it.
Yep.
Let me see. He spent a time working for Letty as a driver, and anybody who asks around, you'll probably hear it from him first. He's the best driver in Night City. And things have been getting a little hairy lately, so he's kind of, I guess, wisened up and started to take Boxville more seriously. It's pretty much his priority is keeping that place safe and protecting his family. But I think anybody who's worked with him before knows that he's very dependable.
Okay. And so on that security point, we're going to discuss Jumbo, and we're also going to discuss a couple of political matters that, and by political I mean more just organizational matters that he's been dealing with. Jumbo is very much Mooney's older and bigger brother. He has a kind of similar storyline in that when he arrived in Night City, very flesh man. He has since got gorilla arms, body modifications, internal, he's definitely buffed up quite a bit. Um, he's done this while expanding the Andersons' reach in Night City. They're just a small nomad pack of about 30 people, but they do have a decent amount of influence that they've been engaging in, mainly due to pulling out of another nomad family known as the Nadruckers due to a kind of unfortunate but still successful operation that was run back in October that the Fixer Hungry put together. Um, and they're more of a sea nomad pack, not a Badlands nomad pack. But this has opened opportunity for Jumbo to kind of take a lot of contracts, work, etc., from them. And right now, his main goal is he has established a connection with the corporation known as Kangtao, which is a Chinese-based security firm similar to Arasaka and Militech. And his main goal in that is for him to be provided small arms weaponry from Kangtao, and him to allow for Kangtao movements into Night City that would basically be bypassing customs and the like. King Tao is very much trying to kind of seize some power from Arasaka and Militech. It's usually been a dichotomy between those two, but King Tao is definitely trying to upstage Arasaka on a number of fronts. So that's the main plot therein. When you sit down with Jumbo here at this table in a garage, he greets everybody very formally, handshakes for the gentlemen, tips of the hat for the ladies. Um, very Midwestern, folksy kind of guy. And he'll say, one of my scouts, Morgan, found this strange door. We've already been given the info. It's down the hill in the reservoir between the two dams. They were able to scout it and see it, but it looks like there are some folks who are in and around it. They look like they are gangers that have been pressed out of the combat zone by us and the Gibsons, and we need to make sure that this place is safe. I brought you in on the gig because I know that, based on our past transactions and my conversations with my brother here, and it kind of gives him like a, pat on the shoulder when he says that. You folks are interested in the ins and outs of Militech's operations where they shouldn't be operating. And this looks like it's one of those deals. So I'd very much like for you to go in, eyes open, see what you see, take down what you take down. But I do want to make sure you understand it is my goal, after you've had your time with it and have done what you need to do with it, I'm going to be passing it over to Kang Tao. Whatever it is. No insult for you, Miss Letty. I know Biotechnica probably has some interest in the material that's down there, but all in all, you can take what you want, but the site's theirs.
It is understandable. Business is business.
Hungry, you've been loyal. You've been loyal with us. You're the reason we have any standing whatsoever. So, whatever you want to take out of there, you brought who you brought. And I'll also say, too, he's not here. Looks over at Lamplighter. But I guess in spirit, the Carbon's always been a help to us as well. And to the Gibsons. Calvin won't shut the fuck up about him. Point is, you folks have been helpful to me. I figure you can help me out here. I don't have anything I can offer you in the cause of Eddie's. You know I'm good for favors. And I hear your friend here points at Rocco, is looking for someone to help him fix his truck. Easy enough.
Yeah, you came to the right place for that.
So you head on down the hill, figure out what's inside of there, take what you like. I'll owe you one. Deal?
I'll
Not ev-
take even what I do not like.
An honest response. Obviously, you're getting kind of a strange end of the deal here. Not really knowing what you're getting into. You're brought into it late stage, though, so no worries. I'm sure you'll catch on quick. You seem bright. Carbon said it's going to be everything you need. Is there anything you need from us, Lamplighter?
Nope, I should have everything that I got on me right now.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, it's a bit of a walk, folks, and ground's still a bit slick from the rain, so good luck heading down. I'll have a couple of my snipers. I've got Zamboni and Morgan looking at the location right now from across the way. Um, just call it in. We'll go ahead and link you up with them in Hollow and whatever you need. Based on what we've seen of the site, communication outside might be a little precarious once you go in, but should be fine between yourselves once you're inside.
Sounds easy enough. Are we ready?
Vamonos.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Okay. So, you grab up your gear. Tove, Honora, and Nina are all kind of looking like they're ready to go. Do you wish to leave either one of those three here on site for purpose? Obviously, Honora is not going to be much of a benefit in a combat situation.
I think Honora would probably be best
Okay.
left up here to help communicate.
Okay. And as discussed, Redtail was also present. He arrived with Letty's team. For those who
Yeah.
aren't aware, Tyler, one of the players in our game, plays a bioexotic, which means he is a bio-sculpted fox man. And he's also a med tech. He's on site, and he says he's up here ready with the speed heals if you folks come up and need some patching together.
Sick.
Okay. You make your way down the hill. As you continue, or as you start and head out, you'll notice that, like I said, it is slick. There is kind of like a method down. Boxville is kind of this space here. There are kind of pathways and whatnot through the hauler, the DTR hauler, onto the other side. And again, the mapping is obviously a bit patchwork because this isn't a real location technically in canon Cyberpunk, but it is for ours. Down this hill and then out into the junk heap is where you're headed. Now, this is a junkyard, but most of the junk that we're kind of dealing with here in the reservoir is substantive. It is not like bio-organic or like, trash, food trash or anything like that. There's a lot of like solid metal structures, shipping containers and the like. And the reason why that is this actually used to be filled with water all throughout, and sometimes does get flooded because of surplus water from the Laguna Lake there, I think is what it's called. And with that said, most of this material has kind of just been metal for a decade or two, and it used to be kind of the main junkyard source. When you start to head down to the bottom, I'd like for everybody to go ahead and make a perception check. And then if you have any questions about the approach, you can go ahead and ask those now.
If I were to be scanning the area as we're walking towards it, would I find anything like any
Nah,
med architecture at all?
yeah, no. Currently, it's bone dry. Yep. There's no electronics really going on. Too much. Everybody's rolling their ones now. Love to see that.
We gotta get him out of the way. We gotta get him out of the way.
Jeez Louise. Hungry. So down
Yeah,
at the
that's fine.
bottom, I'm going to go ahead and pull us onto the map. You're at a pretty solid distance. The hill is kind of in a position where you'll actually be coming from. You kind of come down. There's like a switchback that'll kind of connect down to this point here, which I'm pinging. You can see that you're walking into what looks like a small little like courtyard or bailey, right? And there's a tower present there. As you're approaching, you see movement, and what looks like a person with cybernetic eyes, like the full, like, ocular suite for 8 optics, kind of descend down a ladder and make their way towards the big door. You can respond to that however you'd like, but this is effectively happening.
Just one guy.
Just one guy. There does look like there is another guy in the watchtower. And the best way to describe the watchtower is, are you familiar with Warhammer 40k? Of course
Yes.
you are. You know what the orc towers look like? Like the orc, like,
Yeah.
yeah. It looks like somebody just slapped together corrugated steel and metal sheets, and this is now a building, and it seems like they have a fire going inside because it's cold.
Um. You said we had snipers that were like basically
So far,
overwatching this,
so
right?
far, Hungry's the only one who's seen it. So Hungry's the one who gets to respond.
Oh, okay.
Rocco, I see your roll now. You also see it. Everybody else
Nice.
buckets. You less so, Chad, but yeah. Still subpar. DV was 13 on that.
Yeah, that was like a shit roll.
Go ahead, Joe.
We got movement up ahead. 2 guys, one in the tower, one making his way towards that big door.
You hear a voice on the hollow say, I got nothing. I don't have an angle. And this would be a voice that you recognize, Mooney. This is Zamboni.
Anybody who's nearby Rocco can see him unscrewing his hand to reveal underneath an open socket, which looks like to be a double barrel. He's revealing his shotgun hand.
Pop-up shotgun. Perfect.
Sick.
Well, what are we going to do?
Which direction are we coming from?
South to the north. So you'd be coming. This area here is where you'll be entering in from.
Okay. Well, do we have anybody with long arms or I don't know, anybody who's super sneaky? If not, we're just gonna pop in there guns blazing.
I feel like that is our style.
It's not usually my style, but
Yeah,
I will take
and
lead.
I'm not a fan of all the open ground and the high vantage there.
I'm not
Is there
picking
any
up on
visible
scanners or
like
anything.
turret weapons or anything mounted in the tower
Visible,
that I can
no.
tell?
Yeah, it doesn't appear to
Yeah.
be so. And then somebody was saying something else. Who was
Oh yeah,
talking?
I was saying I'm not picking anything up on scanners either.
Yeah, this is absolutely the least cybernetic place ever that you've ever been. Well, that's not true. You did some fucking Badlands jobs in the early games. There was
Truth.
that downed Kang Tao flyer. Yep,
Oh yeah, that was like the first one.
that was one of the first ones that Lamplighter was in. Yeah,
Yeah.
where he basically was getting shot in the fucking ass while hacking the damn thing. Classic. But yeah, there doesn't appear to be any kind of, from what you can see, Rocco, there doesn't appear to be any structures that would support a turret system, a pop-up defense system or anything like that. It very much just looks like there are 3 shipping containers over on the side that look like they might have been converted into sleeping spaces. For some reason, there is a drive path, but you don't know where it goes to. Looking at the site from where you're at, it kind of looks like there might be like a very threadbare path through the junk that leads towards the dam. The southern dam. But that's weird, because there shouldn't be any access points over there, at least you'd think. And then on this side, if anybody has a rifle, you can get within close to him and be able to fire at the guy in the box if that's what you want to lead with. But again, you would have been told by Jumbo that these are gangers who have been shifted out of um, the out of Boxville,
Yeah.
and who are apparently just trying to find their own like little secret hiding base.
Well, they're probably not going to be happy to see a nomad. We probably could, I guess, talk our way through this, or Mooney's willing to just try to get as close as possible, throw a smoke grenade out there, and then try to close the distance that way.
Yep.
So I know Letty's not a fan of grenades.
What I'll say
I mean,
is
the smoke grenade's fine.
what I'll say is that you are kind of at a distance where if he had a long arm, like a shoulder rifle, like a sniper rifle or something, he would have probably engaged already. That has not happened.
Okay. Then he can probably get pretty close. This is a pretty tall wall over here, right?
It's like a it's actually like a barricade, like that you'd see on the road, a road barricade.
I gotcha. And there's nothing to sort of hide behind it as we advance.
As you approach, there's plenty of junk you can side road. So yeah, you can definitely keep cover if you're making your way up in a kind of structured fashion.
Okay, then yeah, he's just gonna try to get up as close as he can while staying in cover. And then if it's okay with everybody else, he's just gonna throw a smoke grenade out there. I think I've got an idea about how to just take care of him without even having to get into a gunfight, but I gotta get closer before I can figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, you throw a smoke grenade out. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we can always just throw the smoke grenade and tell them to get the fuck out.
Yeah, when you throw the smoke grenade and it pops, you'll hear a hey, what the fuck's going on? What the fuck's going on? Keep your distance. Keep your distance. And then you see a laser light kind of moving through the smoke and trying to trail to where you're located. But the guy who yelled it very loud and very uncertainly.
You got about, I want to say, a count of 15 to leave. Otherwise, we're taking you out with us.
No, fuck you. This is my house. You already kicked us out of our last one. Get the fuck out of here.
Alright, you can scurry back in when we're done.
No, fuck that. You leave.
Alright, hard way it is.
Okay, so if you have a rifle, I would say at the initiation of it, you could definitely get range on him and take a shot. Because you'll be firing at somewhere, it's doing fucking feet.
I have an assault rifle. I don't think that
Again?
It always...
Fix that.
I did, and I thought I had it set for all games, but it auto sets it to feet because Dungeons and fucking Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Throw it out.
Perhaps. Not really. Okay, so if you want to take a pot shot at him, the smoke is not obscuring from your vantage point if you don't want it to. What I mean is you have such a high kind of distance, you can angle around the smoke and target him in the tower. I would say that because of his position in the tower, aim shots only, he does not have a center of mass to target. It's literally just his face and the gun pointing him.
Drag my character up here. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have an assault rifle. I'll take a shot. I'm probably not from behind anybody though.
Well, no, don't worry about positioning. I'm just putting you on the board so that when we start the actual fighting, you're actually a bit further off the map. I would
you
say.
can also always just use someone as
it's a warning shot.
Like a stand.
Yeah, I would say that we are at a distance of between 51 and 100 meters.
It does not matter. I rolled a nat one.
Yeah. This is a standard issue weapon, so when you fire the shot, you actually jam the weapon. And so your next action in combat would have to be clearing the jam. But since it isn't a combat, he's going to kind of yell out in response. You hear a loud kind of patang as it kind of hits the steel. And you hear him go, "Hey, fucking stop! I said stop! We don't want to fight you! Chill!"
then fucking get out. Clear out, and we won't have a problem.
Why the fuck are you trying to take our homes again, you fucking asshole?
None of your business. Scurry back like the cockroaches you are when we're done.
Jesus.
Anybody else have any other opinions?
If anything, we are trying to secure your home.
Just get the fuck out of here, okay? Just get the fuck out of here. I don't want to fight.
Then you
let us
should
through.
probably leave.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure your options were made clear.
Are you closing or no?
Yeah, Mooney's gonna go ahead and get as close as he can.
Okay. So if you want to take shots at him some more, again, it's aimed shots only. But it does look like he's pretty well positioned inside of that spot. So
I'd skip my attack action and just opt to like move double quick.
yeah. So if you're not firing, you're moving onto the board, and so you can place yourself within your movement speed from the board's edge. If you are shooting, you are on the edge of the board and you can take your shots. Make sense?
Mm.
So I guess 6 squares would put me right about there.
Yeah, and then
I'm
count it
basically
from
behind the cover.
count it as if you were from the board edge, not from the So 1, 2, 3,
1,
4,
2,
5.
3,
Perfect. You nailed
4,
it exactly right. So follow Chad's.
Or actually, I'm sorry. Could I move here so I'm actually like in cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you drop low when you kind of get to that, right? Kind of like a nice little cowboy slide through the mud.
Huddling behind the wall.
Yep. So the mud is actually like surprisingly kind of like not terribly mucky. It's very dusty still, despite it having just recently rained. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, everybody's on the board. And then, was Chino coming down with you, Joe, or no?
No.
Okay, he's up with Mac. Mac will probably set up the food truck in Boxville and just start selling burgers out there. Make some money while you're making some money. Okay, cool. Anybody can, again, you're either going to be off the board and kind of holding off and shooting if you want, or you can move onto the board right now. Just take a move if you'd like.
Question.
I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, fire away.
So I noticed the cliffside to the right where the large door is set into. That rock wall that's to the south of it, is that at the level we're kind of at as we're coming down, or?
Yeah, that's right. So basically, this will all be kind of like on the same kind of ground level. Okay.
Yes.
We'll call it that. It starts to kind of go up where it looks like it's bubbly, like the rocks kind of bubble up. This barricade is actually 2 barricades stacked on top of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So they're about 8 foot high instead of the regular 4 feet high that the one that Mooney just darted on into is. And then the tower is about 20 feet high. And that's at its very top. So the guy is only about 15 feet off the ground.
So my interest is in, the warning shots and the noise and whatnot is going to attract whoever just went in. And I want to kind of either secure the door or keep watch on the door and maybe come down from like over here or over on this side, like the hard way from above.
Okay.
Like kind of clamber down.
Because of your question, you have unlocked something in my mind that will allow for you to make your first roll in Cyberpunk of all time. So when you go to your character sheet, there's the skills section. There's a tab that says it's called Education. If you click that tab and then scroll down, you should have a local expert Night City Watson skill.
Yep.
Go ahead and click and roll that.
15.
The dude who ran away, who you saw and Hungry saw, looks like a Maelstrom gang member. Maelstrom are very much about putting cybernetics into their body and are a bit cyberpsychotic. So the guy who's in there, you can't really see him other than he has a rifle, but the guy who went inside and is no longer present was definitely not someone you want to fuck with unless you are ready to fuck with. Like, if you want to fight, you're getting a fight, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do is kind of get to the door and make sure it doesn't open until we want it to open.
Okay. So you can move your speed to one location. Go ahead and move your speed, which, again, will be your movement, which is at the top.
Right.
You move a number of squares equal to your movement.
So would I be able to move just off map to like above the cliff up here?
What's your
like that
movement?
that direction? My movement. Where is my movement?
Up at the top, it's one of your stats.
Dead center on the bottom.
Yeah,
Or,
the
well,
statistics.
up at the top, and then it's at the bottom of
Yeah.
the stats.
Yeah.
Oh, move is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if I'm here, would I be able to move
Well,
6 straight across?
What I was saying
to
is,
the
is
right?
if you want to start here
Mhm.
instead, and you want to like
Mhm.
slide down, so I'd
Yes.
say 1, 2, and 3 would be kind of the way I'd figure it. It's more of 4 squares, but that last one's kind of a dip, which will put you into that weird bulk of cover. But because of the way that this structure is, you want to get to the stairs. You don't want to get to
Correct.
the. So you're there. You have a little bit of cover, and you've got a pretty good shot to dash up the stairs and get to security terms if you need to.
Okay. But there's not really much cover up here from what I can tell, right?
Yeah, you're basically gonna book it up there and like tuck in there like Han Solo in
Yes,
Return of the
that's
Jedi.
exactly what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, does going down the incline take up some of my movement? The 4 you said?
No. So this
No?
is just
Okay.
This is pre-fight. We're doing
Got it.
pre-fight. So
Perfect.
yeah, the move is a freebie I'm giving you, just because he's the guy you're going against here is wary. You'll see why here in a second. Okay, so Tove is combat oriented. She's fucking running with the boyfriend. So she power slides into the barricade next to him, and her pistol is out. Nina is going to hold back with Cryptid, who was shooting at distance, kind of drop down, looks over at Lamplighter, and then you see a ping in your cyber deck, your internal, and she locks with you, so she connects. She's effectively forming a net architecture between you two. You have the opportunity to say yes or no. Do you want to connect with her or not?
Yes.
You can now draw line of sight for net architecture functions, for netrunner functions from her, and she can do likewise from you.
Still utilizing my perk that doubles it.
Well, yeah, exactly. So she's seeing it as if she was you, and then you're seeing stuff as if you were her, and she also has a 12-foot or 12-meter range.
Gotcha.
Okay, Letty, staying back with the distance fighters or moving
Yeah.
up? Okay.
No, we're staying back.
Hungry? I know you're not much of a runner.
What?
No, Hungry would
No.
casually walk, carrying his grenade launcher out in
Oh,
the open.
yes.
Make sure I'm fully visible, like not obscured by the smoke or anything.
Okay.
And I would yell out to the guy.
It's your last chance, bud. If you don't want to talk, I suggest you get somebody out here that does. Or you're a fucking dead man.
Lamplighter, do you want to move forward or are you staying back?
I am gonna move up, but I'm gonna move up more towards like if I started kind of down here.
Yeah,
move
you
up
can
to
start
this
anywhere on
corner
the bottom
of
board,
that
which
barrier.
is something that Josh very quickly like exploited. So yeah, anywhere you want on the bottom of the board.
I specifically want to just move up. This is about just 10 meters. I have an 8 move.
Okay.
So just moving up to here so I can kind of see through these cracks of the barrier, watching him do that as he was coming down to keep an eye on
To make it more
that
fun,
side.
because I like Lamplighter's style and I think this fits it. This like water structure here has like it's on like legs, right? And there's like a space in between it. So you kind of jump down following Rocco a little bit, and then you kind of just parkour through that space, drop down to the ground with like a light run, and then move and like slam against the position, kind of looking over your shoulder, and then in between the barricade as you see Rocco kind of thud down on the where did you? Yeah. Oh, you went too far. You went too far, Josh. You can only go here so far. Hold on. The combat has to start. You moved during combat.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, I said you can get there pre-combat. There
I
pre-combat.
see. I see.
And then Letty, you're staying back, right? You said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll. Oh, wrong thing. Yeah, just right there.
And then Cryptid, you fired the shot, so you're back. You're holding back. So you're effectively where you're at on the map at that position. All right, I'm gonna bring up an initiative tracker, and then everybody at the top of your sheet there is an initiative button. Go ahead and click that bad boy. Pre-combat, does anybody with speedwear want to initiate their speedwear? I will say it's one guy. Your call if you want to.
Nah, not yet.
No. Man, Mike, I wish I could give you a high five.
Rolling high numbers.
Right from a 1 to
Yeah.
Jeez.
What's funnier
That's
though
hilarious.
is Chad rolled 2 10s, and Michael was only beaten by 1 point.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez, yeah.
indeed. Okay, everybody's locked in. Oh, some people didn't select their tokens. I see.
Yeah.
Great. I get to
I did
have
the same and then I just re-rolled.
what a
You
charm.
want me to reroll?
Oh, that's my bad.
No. I can add your tokens. Just manually just put your number in your block. Thank you, Joe and Elizabeth. You absolutely beautiful people. Mooney had a 28.
We've done this.
Oh yeah, I clicked my token.
No, you didn't.
Last time
I
I was a
could have
player
sworn
in
I
roll
did. I
20 was
apologize.
the Friday game. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you play your game on?
uh,
Ah.
we played on D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We play it on roll 20, but
Roll
we
20,
use
yeah.
Beyond 20 to
Mhm.
connect D&D Beyond. So
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
correct.
that's right.
Same.
everything is perfect from there.
Yeah.
Rocco got a 15. Right? No. Rocco got a 15. Okay, Rocco just gets
I
15
got
on everything.
15.
I looked at the
Yes.
wrong roll, but it was also a 15.
That's fine.
Turn, and he gets a 18. Good roll on his part. He critted for that, by the way. So I just want to make
Nice.
sure. It looks like Mooney, you're first. I'm going to describe the scene for you as I switch the combat music. He looked panicked, nervous, scared. Big man, big plan, grenade launcher, voiced his threat. Mooney, you're the first person, and Tove is the first person to see that man come up over the rail with a rocket launcher.
Wait, where?
The guy
yeah.
Him?
up top in the tower is coming up with a one-use rocket launcher, like a what are they called? Like the pull and shoot the like disposable ones. I can't remember
Yeah.
what they're called.
How tall
Oh.
is it?
15 feet up is where he is at. It's 20 feet or 25 feet total in height, but
Okay, so
the box is 15 feet up.
how does climbing work?
I would say at this point, like it looks like he's probably going to fire that rocket launcher, like when his initiative on 18
Yeah,
hits.
if I double move with my Manus Blades, I think I can get up there and just stand right in front of them.
Yeah, so if you have Mantis Blades, climbing's not a problem. You're just going to be
Okay, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna double move.
Okay.
So 6 squares of movement should get me like right here,
Mm-hmm.
and then popping both the Manus Blades doesn't cost me anything.
Right.
And then use my extra move to just climb the tower.
Yep.
Okay. And he's going to end up standing right next to this guy, and he just says, "Don't."
Okay, that's flavorful as fuck. Hold on a second here, though. I need to
Flavorful.
hit the music. Is this the music? This is the music. So I would like for you to roll me a check. It's under social. It's persuasion, I believe. Yeah, persuasion.
Ouch.
Okay.
That's
Mooney
awful.
done. Lamplighter, you watch as the cowboy, who again you haven't seen in a month, pulls like breakaway sleeves and mantis blades. Arasaka like prototype mantis blades shoot out of his arms as he runs forward, jumps onto the corrugated metal and just ramps his way up, jumps up there and is like now hanging out with the dude with the rocket launcher. What would you like to do?
Well, first thing I'd be doing is saying, "Well, that's new."
I do want to say I want to be standing in front of him, like.
Oh yeah, no, like he was like literally like pressed against the thing. So due to the nature of how movement kind of works, you'd have to be hanging off the edge for that to be the case. So you can't get into the box.
That's fine.
Okay, so you're just like outside looking at him, like raising
It's
the
basically
mantis
like,
blade.
hey, unless you're willing to like blow both of us away.
Yeah, you kind of go. You're like, don't. But it's like saying weird because you rolled a 1.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Okay, so with my move, I should be able to get 16 meters, which would get me to up about right here.
Yeah,
behind
just a
this
number of
barrier.
squares equal to your move. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, I read in the book it was also 2 times your move.
Yeah, the meter
meters.
or the squares are 2 meters, so it factors into being 1 square per movement.
Yeah. But as I'm moving through here, then I want to go ahead and take a shot at him with my heavy pistol, probably about right here, or right there, right. From
Yeah,
this square.
as you're moving, you're taking
about
the shot.
2 meters.
Yep. Let's see it. And again, it has to be an aim shot because the only thing really showing on him is his head.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So it'll be a -8. Unless you want to shoot the cover, but currently the cover is the only thing that's holding Mooney aloft.
Yeah, no, I'd just be shooting at him still, basically
Okay.
suppressing.
So
at
you
least
shoot
everything
high.
else.
You shoot high. It hits the ceiling above him. You can see it punch a hole through the steel, and like the sun, as it's kind of tracking through the clouds, kind of pierces through with like a nice little laser light of light. Okay, and that gun has rate of fire 2, so you can take a second shot as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's more of a tap tap. Okay,
Nope.
both are very bad and not good. Okay,
Correct.
it goes to him, and he says, "Fuck you!" and pushes the trigger. Now I'm going to ask you a question, Mooney, because you said I'm trying to get in between the rocket and the rest of your group. Would you like to roll evasion, or would you like to take the hit? If you roll evasion, then I'm assuming that he is going to be firing at his target behind you.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna roll evasion.
Go ahead.
I believe that is fighting.
No, you don't need to roll it, because it just means that you're evading the shot and he's shooting behind you.
Oh,
So
okay.
It means it will hit where it's supposed to hit. Hungry, what is your reflexes?
6.
Okay. So you can't dodge and Tove can't dodge, which means you'll be taking the damage straight. Because of the cover in front of you, 10 will be obscured. Unfortunately for her, the hit is detonating. It will get cover as well, so it'll also sub the 10 from her. Which is good, because the amount of damage that is dealt is 38. 38 minus 10 is 28 damage to both of you. So, Hungry, obviously armor jack first. Make sure your armor jack is full up because it would have been repaired by now. Tove will take her hit.
So at 28 with a stopping power of 12, I'm
You're
no
going
more
to be taking
armor,
16.
and I take 16.
No, the armor remains. Your armor will ablate 1. And then you'll take 16. Yeah,
Okay.
It doesn't burn your armor. Armor is kind of like a resistance, not a health points. And for you, Josh, just to make sure, you should have armor jack 11, a light armor jack on, I think. Okay, so she is going to be downed. She's not dead, but she does kind of fall over from the hit. She is seriously injured, which means she is less than half her hit points down.
Nice.
God
Rock-
damn it.
Rocco, you're up.
Okay, so gonna stay on mission, and I kind of steadily walk, or that's gonna be a diagonal. Steadily walk, humming up up the planking, get to the console, and like glance back and like, whew.
Boom!
And then look at the panel to see what I can do.
So, you're wanting to block it from opening, is that right?
Correct, until I wanted to.
Electronic security is a tech skill, so go for your skill tree. There should be a tech tab, and then underneath that there should be electronic security. You'll go ahead and roll that. And I got a DV of 9 for you. Very easy shit, because it's already been broken and fucked around with. Okay, so yeah, you pull out a couple of tools, you kind of look at it and go, "Duh." And just kind of hit it a couple of times, and then pop it open, and then like pull a single wire, and you hear it kind of, and then you see the flashing lights that are still flashing and will be flashing for the rest of the combat just stop flashing, so they're just
Okay.
red.
Since it's simple enough, can I make it so that only I know how to open it?
Yeah, with that 18,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Rocco, solid turn. Cryptid, you are up. You are at a firing distance. You have a shot. The issue with the shot at current is Mooney kind of is interjected, so it is definitely just aim shots to the head on this guy, and a potential for hitting your ally if you miss.
And I have to unjam.
Right, so then actually your action is fuck, clear.
I'm gonna move up as well, though.
Yep.
So there's
Your
that.
position is exactly that spot, so yeah, move on up.
And you know what? We're gonna go up here. Next to
She's laying on the ground, lots of shrapnel. There's like a piece of rock stuck in her neck, and she's kind of looking at you like, oh, fucking hell. But she's moved back into cover.
Yeah, give me 2 seconds, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like,
that's all I can do.
Just, hold on. Hungry.
Don't be dramatic.
Rocket flies down past Mooney, slams into the ground near you. Shrapnel from the barricade kind of hits you on the side, fucks up your right side of your coat a bit. You got the grenade launcher in your hand, but fucking Mooney's up there. You know Mooney could dodge it, because reflexes. The other guy you're not so sure about. Do you want to fire a grenade into there?
No,
You
I
sure?
wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. We like Cowboy.
Yeah, but
I did not think he was going to do it.
You remember how Cowboy dodged Reggie's attacks like they were nothing? Like,
I do.
okay. You're not shooting. That's fine. What do you want to do?
I'll move forward 4 spaces. Set the grenade launcher down.
Well, you can hold it and fire your pistol, I think.
Yeah, okay, yeah, then we'll pull out the
Not
heavy
both
pistol.
of them, but yeah.
I imagine by now I probably have like a sling, right?
For
Just
sure.
like a strap
Yeah.
that goes.
Yeah.
Alright, we shooty.
Okay. We are at a distance of, again, we're going to add 3 meters because of angle, so 17 meters will put us at a DD20, which means you exactly hit. Oh no, aim shots only. Hold on. Or do you want to just shoot at center of mass and shoot the cover? Mooney is on it, which means it'll blow out the cover. He'll have to change his position, but again, your choice.
Totally fine.
Yeah, center mass.
Slams into the cover in front of him, just barely kind of grazes his leathers. He backs away. You can see that the rocket launcher he has is empty. It's a one and done. You've sold a dozen of these before. But yeah, Mooney, you have to shift. You drop down because the cover kind of blasts out and the structural integrity kind of pulls it down with your weight, and you kind of slam your mantis claw underneath him. So you're now like 2 meters below him at an angle, and his cover is blasted out in front of him because the hit caused it to pull out from your blade. Letty, on your turn, your operators will act immediately after your turn. What you'll see is Nina is looking at Tove and is looking at you, and is basically ready to run and like grab her and pull her out of the situation.
She'll nod to Nina, and then just double checking. Can't get to that. I will go ahead and run up to this barrier here, and duck for cover.
Okay.
Just getting in.
So when Nina hits the wall there beside you, Cryptid, you see her kind of move pretty gracefully. She reaches over her head with a Militech Lexington and just pulls the trigger, rapid fire. A spray kind of hits the structure pretty close to the guy, but it seems that she's not trying to shoot him, from what you can tell, and she's suppressing. So you actually watch the guy go, oh fuck, and he jumps out of the box, falling 15 feet with a loud thud into the dirt. Because he had to move for cover, and there wasn't any because Hungry blew it away. She then, after kind of like grabs a hold of Tove and says, get me the fuck out of here. And then, Letty, you moved up. You still have an action?
I'm way too far away to fire anything
Okay.
decent.
Then yeah, just
So that's it.
Cool. Mooney.
I guess I will just drop down and land on him with both blades.
Okay. Go ahead and make. I think it's rate of fire 2, so 2 Mantis Blade attacks.
Just let gravity do all the work.
Yeah, and he has a penalty to his evasion rolls, so you need to beat a DV5 and a DV9.
Hold on. I'm getting errors every time I try to attack with them.
Let me give it a shot and see what happens. Could be Edge Runner's nonsense, I don't know. We love Roll20. It will always find a way to mess with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's giving me errors too. Go ahead and do me a solid then. You're going to go ahead and make a melee weapons skill check.
Okay.
It's under fighting. Okay, and then another one. Okay, both of those will hit. You're going to go ahead and roll me 3d6 twice. Okay. Okay. So you drop down, kind of land near him, slash down, slash down. It kind of catches him as he rolls into it both times because his rolls were so bad, and you kind of lash and lacerate into him. He's seriously injured at this point, but he is still alive. And you can see that his hands are dropping towards his belt, where he is holding what appears to be a very large handgun.
Is he on fire as well?
Yes, those are thermal blades, so that is absolutely true. Hilarious.
Dick.
I'm gonna go ahead and just resolve the combat. Lamplighter, what do you want to do? You don't need to fight this guy, but is there anything that you want to do? I'm gonna explain something that'll be very funny for a lot of people at this table in this next turn.
Yeah, so out of character real fast, I actually meant to ask a little bit ago. With
Sure,
Quick
sure.
Hack, are we assuming I can do this on people because they usually have sockets and all that stuff, or
Yeah,
do I
so
have to notice?
they have to have a neuroport, which is everybody. I will tell
Okay.
you if you see somebody and you try to jack in that it's null. But in this
Okay.
instance, this guy does have a neuroport and is very hackable. So yeah, you would basically switch to net actions. First action's jack in. Second action would be quick hack.
Okay, gotcha.
But it requires 2 net actions to quick hack.
Like the one to
net
jack
actions.
in and 2 to quick
Yeah.
hack, or
So
just
you
2?
with rank 4, you have 3 total actions you can do a turn. It'll be jack in and then quick hack. So that would be your turn.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, he's already on fire now. I didn't know that was gonna happen. So.
Yeah, I'm just going to resolve it because
Yeah.
I think you guys nailed it. What I'm going to say here though will be funny for some of you. You chatted him. I didn't want to say it to your face, but you now have the anti-chatting like weapon. And I hate it. So for those who aren't in the know, chatting is when you hit something so hard that it leaves
That's
them with
amazing.
1 hit point left.
Classic.
Because fucking Chad H is a fucking champion at doing this all the goddamn time. So we actually just started calling it chatting. But now you have thermal blades, and they do 2 damage at the start of their turn because they're on fire. So it doesn't matter if you chat. Now it'll be a true chatting. If you hit them so hard they have 3 hit points left, and then they take 2 and they have 1 left, but are still on fire.
But he
literal-
hasn't done that yet.
A literal slow burn.
So what you'll note is as you're kind of like checking the net architectures is that the door seems to have no structure net wise as you're kind of like scanning the area during that turn as that dude's burning to death, screaming, presumably. Probably sound like just to give you a visual. But there doesn't appear to be like a true net architecture. Instead there appears to be a pathing off of the door. Like it is controlled in some way by an architecture that's more present inside of the facility. Make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And
But it
then,
itself is not going to be hackable or anything, right?
right. For you, Rocco, you look down at the panel and you can see red bleeps as it
Sorry.
appears that someone on the other side of the door is trying to open it.
Yeah.
Did you get that, Josh?
Sorry, one more time.
You see like red bleeps on the display panel for the security like access point that are blipping as if someone's trying to open the door from the other side. But they can't because you fucked it.
It seems we have company on the other side of the door. Well, that is except I said no.
I want to give you a big round of applause for the first person who's done a Russian accent and it didn't come out as French.
Bully Kevin when he's not here.
And me, I fucking and Zach, Zach F. Yeah, we've all fucked it up, except you, Josh. You were the chosen one. Okay. So Rocco, the text says this door. Someone's trying to get through, but I've stopped them from doing so.
Is everyone okay? Is everyone okay over there?
Uh, not so much. She'll look at Nina. Can you get Tove back
I can
to
drag her back. She looks over to Lamplighter and says, "We still have the connect. I should be able to still function off of you. I'll return back as quick as I can." And she'll throw Tove over her shoulder and start hoofing it up the hill. Nina being a badass bitch.
I appreciate both of them.
Yeah.
How much does a speed heal heal? Is will plus body?
Yeah.
And once per day, right?
Correct.
I use one.
Okay.
I need to buy some of those off of Redtail.
He's right upstairs.
Yep. Nina is getting one for Tove right now.
That is happening. That is true.
How much are they?
Do we?
Don't worry about that. We're focused.
Well, should we see who our friend on the other side is, or
So this is a screen, correct?
So have you ever played Cyberpunk 2077 or no?
Nope.
Okay. What do you phone want to watch you
I
play?
I am. I am playing it right now, aren't I?
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. So it is like think of like a kind of digital display, right? But with like buttons at the bottom and like a comm like speaker and receiver.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The digital display, it displays simple function where it'll be open, close, security lock, and it's just dependent on like the presses on the keypad.
Sure. So there is a speaker. So can I access the speaker on the other side and hear what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. So yeah, you are the master of this specific console. You shift it and you hear, "What the fuck is happening out there? What the fuck's happening out there? Did they get Bill? I don't know. They're coming down the hill. It's the fucking Andersons again, trying to kill us all. They won't leave
Okay.
us anywhere to live." Good.
I can't hear them through the door, just through the console, correct? The door is thick enough.
Yeah, so exactly right. The door, from what
Yeah.
you can tell, it is a bulk head door, so it's like
Mhm.
probably a solid foot thick.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I just for dramatics on if I like motioned to or said, "Well, there's two people on the other side of the door."
Sounds like a great opportunity for a grenade.
Well, I don't know if I'm quick enough to, you know, get out of way of grenade, but uh, let me see if I can talk. Or does anyone wish to speak to them? I can arrange a meeting if you'd like.
Can you rig up something over there on that door that I could remotely access to open it, whatever you did?
I'm sorry, the bird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get used to it.
Very
Ah!
amusing.
He's
Sorry.
angry because I have food and he wants my food.
Fair.
Oh,
It's just
well,
like
that's
the.
his food.
I remember the first couple times it happened. I'm like, what are they doing to that child?
If you'll notice, I nuked directly after. So
Yeah. Okay. So, does anybody want to speak to the people on the other side?
I would rather speak to them than throw grenades. I'm not sure
want
what
to,
street
but
punks.
no, but we can.
Okay, Letty, if you want to take on over to the turn, you can. Rocco can patch you through.
Patch me in. Hello.
What the fuck? Who the hell's that? You'd hear from the speaker.
I believe that we are the ones who have dealt with your friend over here,
You killed Bill?
if that was his name. He would not let us through. We tried to remain peaceful, and he threw a grenade at us. So
Get the fuck out of here. We just want to live. We're not opening the door.
I believe that you cannot, but we can. She'll look at Rocco.
Fuck. You hear on the other side. And then you hear a third voice, Rocco, which you'd identify, and you hear a guy go, "This isn't worth it, man. This isn't worth it, man. This isn't worth it. These fucking nomads, man. They're as bad as the Rap and Shiv."
Look, all we want to do is we want to check out the tunnel and
Look, you didn't give us anywhere to fucking go, okay? This is the only place we could find that was close, that we could live in. Just back the fuck off.
you think this tunnel is safe for you?
It's been so far, well, up until today. Before you assholes showed up again.
I don't know about again. You keep calling us
We saw the
nomads.
fucking cowboy hat. We know who you are.
I have connections with them, but I would not call myself a nomad. Thank you. I would appreciate it if we open the door that you vacate, or you at least let us in civilly.
You'd hear a fourth voice. Hi, based on the way you're talking, I'm assuming you're Corpo Scum. Who the fuck are you working for?
Well, currently I am working for myself.
I'm going to tell it to you one way, and you can take it as you want, but this is only going to end one of two ways, okay, miss? Way number one is you try to get the fuck in here, and we blow you up with the cannon we got on the other side. Simple as. Option two is you step the fuck away from that door, and we'll know because we can see you. And once you're stepped away from the door, we'll walk out. We'll watch you while you're inside, and when you're done, you can fuck off. And
So you can open the door.
Yeah, maybe. What do you know?
Just shrug and glance at
Um,
Rocco again.
So at the point where they say that they can see us, is there anything I can turn that off?
Yeah, so real quick, what you want to do is make a perception check because you need to find
Huh?
where they're seeing you from. Because on your panel, there is no camera, and lamplighter
Yeah.
scanning, there are no net architectures that would signify that there's a camera present. Yeah, so you kind of look at them and you're kind of thinking in your head. You're probably at a point where you're like, I don't see how they get out of here. There's no access point that I can see. And you'd also say, I don't see a camera either. You look over at Lamplighter, and Lamplighter is kind of looking at you like, he doesn't see a camera either. And for him, it would show up as a signature. Like, he would see it.
Right.
Like, so what's it going to be? Cannon or back off so we can step out and let you do what you're doing?
While this is
Give them
happening,
the opportunity to run.
Go ahead, Josh.
They don't want to run.
I assume there's probably excess wiring in here, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically run a wire so that the connection that I pulled is farther down the ramp, so that if we do decide to do this, I'm basically making it so I can trigger it from a safe distance.
Yeah, so you think you could probably get maybe 10 feet of cord out of this bad boy, which is not going to be a very long distance.
It would
Instead,
be down here around the pipe.
oh, you're going to hide over there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth roll.
That would be.
Oh, sorry, it's in her body.
Yeah, okay.
Apologies. New.
Working on it.
Okay, so you tuck yourself into that area. You feel pretty comfortable in your position. Do you want to
And
hold
I
there?
and I've run the wire
Yep.
down with me. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
You're kind of lodged right in there underneath the seal.
Yeah.
Okay. Hungry, Letty. It looks like Rocco's ready to let them out. Do you want to fight them or back away?
Well, suppose we can back away, let them walk out. She'll have her hand on her pistol, though.
Okay. And is Mooney, Cryptid, or Lamplighter trying to object to the conflict? And also, Joe, if you are not wanting to fight, or if you want to fight, which one do you want to do?
Oh, yeah,
Sorry.
I would back
Yeah.
away with Len.
Better part of valor. Sure.
I'm just gonna take some cover behind the barrier here.
Cool. Everybody's locked in?
Alright.
Yep.
I'm
I would
gonna
also
Yeah.
be
just
staying
remain-
back and just getting ready for whatever's gonna happen.
Let me move my character. So I'm like here, right? Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So you see that someone's trying to open the door and it's not succeeding. Do you wish to open the door for them or no?
Yeah, I'll try and time it with them trying.
Okay.
Like as
So-
if like they actually activated it.
Got it. That's perfect. I love that. So eventually, the door will open and you'll see a group of individuals kind of make their way out. Very cautiously, and when they see you, it pretty much becomes a standstill for a second. You see a couple of members of what appear to be, they look like they are members of the Maelstrom. Hungry, you would see two members that you're aware of, that you remember being on the boat with you, or on the boat for you during the Arasaka job. They look like they're two members of the Nadruckers nomad family. You see a third lady who you don't recognize. And then you see a guy who looks like he is a street punk, like to the like an absolute edge runner badass, that guy. And he sees you as you're kind of all positioned there, and he said, "This is what we fucking agreed with. Back off, back the fuck off." And you see him holding something in one hand with a very nice looking, sleek Arasaka pistol in his other hand.
Like back up further to where we are now.
Yeah, you guys start backing away?
Yeah, that would back away while speaking.
Okay, what do you say?
We gave you our word. We're not in the business of stacking gangers. We got no benefit in killing any of you. Just need something out of there and we'll be on our way.
They're going to start moving past you. The edge runner walks over to you, sleek ass Arasaka pistol in hand, and what you now understand is a remote switch in his hand. And as you're kind of looking at it, as he's passing by you, Rocco, you realize that it is like a det switch for like some sort of explosives on the interior. He walks over to you and says to Hungry, "I know you. Fixer from the Glen, aren't you? Name Zero."
Ring any bells?
Doesn't. Definitely low tier. Someone who's definitely slipped underneath your radar. But again, you're kind of focused on the presence of Nadruckers. Like, what the fuck are these nomads doing here? And why are the Andersons pressing them so that they're being forced into an underground situation?
It's good to meet you, Zero. I'm a man of my word. Like I said, we got no reason to hurt any of you. And we're not trying to take the home away from you that you've made for yourselves.
Well, that's fine. I got this. You folks try to hold it. I pull the plug. No more tunnel for you. Now, if you want to buy it, I'm trying to find a home that's a little bit more reputable and less fucking harassed, he says pointedly towards Mooney, than this fucking place. So my question to you is, you want to buy it? And he shows you the switch. I'll sell you this right now. 5,000 eddies. You hand me 5,000 eddies, we fucking walk out of here. We'll leave your little Boxville, and we'll find ourselves a place in Santo Domingo. Square? Otherwise, we'll be back. Don't fuck around with the explosives once you find them. Not going to be a good idea for you.
I mean, that's I would look to Mooney. It's kind of I can't
I can't.
say anything.
I don't got that. I don't got that cheddar.
I mean, what do you think? Is it a problem with these guys being here as long as they don't fucking make it a problem?
Saying to Mooney.
So you're saying that's 5,000 eddies, that's ours. You're never coming back.
Deal.
Mooney just walks up and gives it to him.
Okay. In like hard cash.
And he holds out his hand and he says, I'll take that.
Okay. He hands it over to you. Pleasure doing
Is it
business.
deactivated now?
No, he hands it to you live. So yeah,
Right.
you can deactivate it if you want. But if you don't have
Right.
demo, you probably wanted someone to tech it.
Mooney says, thank you. Sorry about your friend. I told him not to.
No, it's fine. Bill's a fucking idiot. It's being out on the sea. It's they don't know how land works. He says as he kind of walks away. And they kind of
No.
walk away from you, but you'd see that Zero's got his pistol like in his hand the whole time. And again, he definitely looks like a runner who could probably hang with at least two of you, like if you started a fight, and like probably cause an issue. So the others, obviously Hungry's kind of focused on it, is like,
Yeah, we
shit,
just killed fucking Nadruck.
not ideal. But yeah,
Rip.
we haven't heard from them in a while, so definitely interesting. To
Told
see
him
where
not to.
some of them have ended up. They will walk off. They do not follow the same route that you descended down. They instead seem to follow the narrow path that I kind of mentioned a bit to Rocco. That seems to head towards the dam. And then go ahead.
Can I?
Yeah. Mooney deactivates the dead man switch.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll need to get rid of those explosives.
Can I kind of just walk after the group and
Yeah.
approach the Nadruck?
Yeah.
Now, to clarify and make sure I'm understanding what his statement was, he said that if they hung around and they kept the dead switch, to not mess with the explosives, but now that they are explosives, they're probably fine. Correct.
Yeah. So what you're thinking is that it's probably still going to be a tamper job that you probably don't want to mess with, but there's no way
Yeah.
they will explode unless they're like literally fucked with. So
Yeah, so we can ignore them for now, but we'll, like, since they're not coming back, this is probably going to be ours now, unless we decide to do something with it. Yeah,
And you
we'll
just paid
take care
for
of the
it,
explosives
so-
later. Yeah.
So you walk over, and you would the two you recognize Weeborg and Edgar. Weeborg is kind of in a blue tank top, kind of sun-kissed individual with kind of like a face that's kind of got scar tissue from just sunburning and being out on an on the open sea. And then Edgar is kind of wearing the adornments of like a ripper dock, but doesn't look like he has any of like the equipment of one. So it's just like he's wearing kind of what are they called? Doctors wear schmuck, like a schmuck kind of deal. And they look at you and they say, "Hungry?"
Hey, God damn it! I'm sorry about Bill. I tried to give him a chance.
Don't worry about it.
I get.
It's fine. We've been having some problems of late, ever since last month. It's fine. Robbie got taken. Arasaka got a hold of him.
And for what reason? They didn't want anything from you. They just took him.
Well, they wanted him specifically. He was ID'd on that job. I think most of the people who were there are probably going to be needing to watch over their shoulders. Arasaka seems to be taking them out, but when they least expect it. Oh.
You guys have been through enough. You've had more than your fair share of loss. If there's anything I can do to help you out of this situation that you're in, any of you,
He would look over the Maelstrom guys as well.
don't hesitate to reach out. I fucking owe you.
I would say just be careful around these Andersons, fucking aldecados. They think they are better than most people, and what they're doing in Boxville is good, but anybody who doesn't capitulate to that jumbo, doesn't bend the knee, get problems. So you just watch your back, Hungry. All right. Edgar and Weborg will be kind of nod, and they paid us off, so we'll just fuck off. Head to Santo Domingo, find a nice spot.
All right. We'll be in touch.
They'll cut out, and they'll say too. Hold on a second here. Nad records. If you want to reach out to someone, I'd say that you probably want to reach out to Anchor, and he'll flick you the deets, but you already have the number. He'd be the one you want to talk to.
Got it.
All right. Rocco, you have access to the space. When you look inside, what you'll see is that directly above the center of the door is a automated turret system that would typically drop out and fire. It looks like the turret has been removed, and inside of that space is just a bunch of sticks of C6, which is like C4, but obviously 2 times better. Just stacked in there. And what you realize is they weren't kidding. If you did try to pull it, it would cause the automatic turret to display, which seems to be the actual trigger for that dead man switch. Out of character for Elizabeth, not this character, but if Crystal were here, she would recognize that switch. It's for calling down the automated turrets.
I love those.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Crystal.
Yeah. Well, R.I.P. that
gal.
fucking retail sales lady.
I mean, yeah.
But moving to the interior, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a completely dark screen, I believe.
Yes.
Which we all love. We love those, right?
Can't see anything.
Let's see if I have tokens set up correctly. That'll be wonderful if so.
I see something.
And actually, I want to pause for a second because I forgot an asset I had, and I just want to use it so I didn't waste time setting this up. But this is what the door looks like from the exterior.
Sick. Oh, from the little car. Cute.
Yeah. So with that said, as that continues on, I'll use that as a distraction to move people onto the map. Lamplighter, Hungry, Mooney, Letty.
What did Bill have on him?
He had a pistol, a very heavy pistol.
I loot the body.
You have a very heavy pistol. It appears to be a poor quality, very heavy pistol.
Boo. I do like my handguns, though.
It's another one.
Add it to the collection.
Who am I missing? Oh, Cryptid. Sorry, my brain dumb. I think it's because it's Meridia first, and I always am dumb. Okay.
I told you we should change it.
Yeah, maybe one day. Today's not that day. So it should have snap pinged you there. You're all coming through. Kind of narrows from the wider door into kind of like a more narrow space. And then once you pass through, give us some music for ambiance. You would see that inside of this space, there appear to be a number of structures that are for facilitating air from the outside. Where those pipes lead, where the fans are pulling from, you can't be sure. You didn't see any stacks. And it appears one of the heating vents on the far side is broken and the steam's kind of rushing from it. There's a door inside of this space here. It looks like it is a sensory door, so when you approach it, it will open. But you can see all throughout this space that there are no indicating markers. So for Rocco, like you're used to kind of dealing with corporate made shit, right? Because you're a tech, you put together stuff. Corporations make stuff, and they definitely want to make sure that you know you're fucking with their crap, like it's branded. And some of it's like situated so you can't even legally repair it because that's what their repair techs are for. But
Get
none of
Nintendo.
yeah, or your iPhones or what have you, right? Very much a dystopian future we live in. But the door to the north of you,
Love it.
the door to the north of you looks like it's just a regular Zenitech door that will open when you approach it. But so far, you haven't seen any branding that would mark this as any specific corporation's location. The door on the outside, however, was a Militech door. But for you, Rocco, that doesn't mean that this is a Militech facility. It might just mean that they bought a Militech door.
Mhm.
They are in the business of security. How would you like to proceed?
So for Lamplighter, I would just be kind of
Scan.
starting to walk around, trying to see, knowing that the door was connected to a greater architecture, if anything else in the room seems to have that same connection to it, or if I'm
Yeah.
close to it.
So you're following the thread, and again, if you play the video game, you'll see kind of like a red line kind of tracing. It goes to the door that I just spoke of to the north there,
Uh,
and it will proceed from that door interior wise, which you can't see because you can't see through doors.
Yeah.
But if you'd like to go in there, you can.
As of right now, I'm just gonna relay to everyone. There is a net architecture in here. It's connected to these doors. Head in that direction.
Okay. Do you wish to go? If you go through, it'll open, and of course, the doors that are not locked you can open just by clicking on them as you. And the space beyond that looks like it is a kind of roughshod, like area where people were sleeping. When you enter into this space, this is the warmest room you've been in so far, and maybe the warmest room you'll be in throughout the entirety. The other room had kind of like a cooler air flow due to the air being pumped into the space and it being cold outside. But this space seems to be just relatively warm. There's a door to the north. There's a control panel to the north. The virtuality signal kind of tails to that console, and then it splits. It'll go to the east and it'll go to the west. But when it goes west, it looks like it's kind of going like perfectly west. When it goes to the east, it's kind of like northeasterly. And I will say, Rocco, with your mastery of the door outside, no check required. If you want to just pop open this door, it's exactly the same panel system. This door is locked, the north side, but it looks like that it has been tampered with. Your presumption is that the former residents have been through this door.
Yeah, and I assume when they were trying to get it reopened, they were probably trying to tamper with it further to get out.
Yes. Well, what
All
you'll
right.
find is if you go through this location, I'm going to ask everybody if they want to do anything in this room, but this next room seems to be a dead end. We'll get to that in a moment, though. Cutting from left to right, so moving from the runner and the tech. Letty, is there anything you want to do either in the first room or this living space?
Don't think so.
Okay. Being a networker, you'll notice something though. As you enter into the space, there's drops from the Hollow Connect. So everybody is connected via their phone or internal phone to a live call with everybody, so you can talk to everyone in real time. Nina and Tove drop out of the call the second you step into this room.
Oh. And then if I step back out,
They do not reconnect. They'd have to rejoin the call.
right?
It's like Discord or some shit.
Yeah.
But you could
Could
call
she
them from
ping
there.
them to
Yeah.
recall?
Yep. And Nina will say,
Okay.
if you're heading in, we aren't up the hill yet, still making our way up. And then if you go back inside, you'll realize that it's the room that seems to be causing that
Yeah.
that cut.
Before she goes back in, she'll say, I believe that we are going to get disconnected again. There is a block from the room just in, explaining that you go through the tunnel, through the door, and then directly to the right.
So strangely, Lamplighter and Cryptid, you're able to hear them. Like it's not cutting for you. It only cuts when Letty enters. And what she'll say is, on the other side, you'll hear Nina say, "It's a Militech call dampener. It's going to could disconnect us because we're tethered through you the second you enter in." So, just a heads up. That's fine. We'll
Of
be
course.
back down to the doors here in a bit. Hopefully, we can reconnect with you once we get inside the facility. Once we're patched up.
I will do my best to keep you informed if I can.
Okay. You head into the space. Hungry, is there anything in this room that you'd like to investigate, or in the next room?
No, not really.
Same question for Mooney. Same question for Rocco. In that order.
Good, Mooney.
Muted.
You want to move over here to this where you said this pipe was leaking the steam?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wants to kind of just check out this corner and see what's going on here.
Yeah, you've seen bullet holes in metal before. Yeah, definitely looks like there was a gunfight in here, and someone shot the pipes. Looks like there's some blood on the ground. Looks like someone was probably dragged away from this corner. So there was a fight here between someone.
All right, like no doors, no computers, no nothing.
Nothing crazy.
All right, yeah, he kind of moves back to everybody else and then gestures to the door up north.
Rocco, to you.
Rocco's evaluating the door in the entrance. Is it wide enough for vehicles to get in a pinch?
I would say no. Like the main entrance point, sure, but like then it kind of narrows pretty
after that,
quickly.
no. Yeah, so like this could be a bay, but no, it's not really a tunnel in the way of like, right.
It might be the case that something could back up to the space
Right.
with those stairs present and kind of like unload off of them if their overhang is high, like wide enough.
Okay. Last mystery, how they were able to see us. Do I see anything video wise on the side? Okay,
Nope.
I'm assuming drone or some other surveillance type thing, and I'll leave it at that, maybe.
Okay. Yep. Or they were bluffing.
Yeah. But I could hear them talking about the cowboy hat, some other things, so they could definitely see us in some way, shape, or form.
The one guy who got away definitely saw the cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries. So, Lamplighter, you see that the net architecture breaches into the next rooms. Do you want to step into the next space and take a look at it with me?
Yep, I'd be taking a walk over in there at this point.
On the right side, you see what is very clearly two server structures. It looks like the net architecture is housed there. And you are now within range that you can, and through the door, so you can actually access it if you'd like. And then to the left, you would see that there's like a weird poster on the wall. It looks like it's been like tagged or graffitied. But around the corner, there is a massive security door, and it looks like more massive than the one that was outside. In fact, it is a reinforced, fortified door.
Shit.
It has a term next to it, which can definitely be played around with, but you are also at the seat of the net architecture, which is this spot here.
Yep, I would want to go ahead and jack into that.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So bear with me here. This net architecture has... Why is this the case? This net architecture has a couple of noted floors, and the number of floors is... Sorry, my stuff is dumb. Here we go. So it has 3 floors. You jack in. The first floor is password blocked. If you wish to bypass it, you'll need to make an interface check to backdoor, which is the action you'd be taking, and the DV will be 6. So you need to roll a 7 or better.
Can I res a program first?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna res worm
Okay.
for
+2 to
making
your
my
back
back.
door.
Yep. And then would also. Am I going by like actual like action limits at a
No,
time?
no,
and
no,
stuff?
no. We're kind of
Okay.
outside of
Okay.
combat, so it's not a stress situation.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually res worm and shield, and then go ahead and try a backdoor on that. Oh,
What'd
why
you
am I
get?
getting roll bonus? I guess 2. Yeah, just 2.
Okay.
There we go. I
Yeah,
got 8.
exactly on the nose. 7 was the DV. You beat it by 1. So you backdoor and enter into floor 2. When you enter into this space, you would see that there is an anti-personnel black ice present in the floor with you, specifically a Raven program. Um, it's not a very powerful, black ice. As you see it in its net space, it is like a raven adorned in plate armor that's wielding like a glowing white lance. And the armor has the Militech logo emblazoned upon it. Um, I would say that its speed is equal to yours in this situation, but I'll let you go first if you'd like to deploy a program.
Um,
And now we're in we're in action limits.
Yeah.
So
Yep. So I would go ahead and just activate sword to attack it.
okay, let's see it.
I think I have to do this manually.
It might be in your NetArc or your interface stats there. If not,
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's just all the things listed. So, but that's fine. It's just 3d6 to the res.
yep,
Um, you said this is a Black Ice program, right?
that's right. So it's 3d6. Yep.
Okay, cool. Do that.
Damn, in one. Yeah, res is
Pretty
15. So you very quickly defeat the program, the defense program, and you're able to move to floor 3. The only thing present on floor 3 is a control node. A control node for um, 2 separate actuators. Actuator 1 is the door outside.
Mm-hmm.
And
But do I
actuator
have like the actual outside door that we first came in, or the one you talked
right.
about?
So it can be
was-
opened manually through
Okay,
the panels, or it can be opened through the net architecture space here.
gotcha.
Control node number 2 is for the door on the interior, and you can open that at your pleasure. But it will require another interface roll to open either door, and the DV on that is 8. And then there's one last note on this net architecture. This net architecture in its entirety is a hub. It is not a full-on net architecture of its own. It is connected to a greater net architecture,
Mm.
which you realize is an internal data fortress.
Mm.
Oh
So
shit.
old tech.
And I'm at the absolute bottom, right, of the architecture. I'm in
Yes,
with
you are
this.
at floor 3. This is the bottom of it.
Alright, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to open the heavy door.
Okay. You do not have a rocker boy. Do you want to spend any luck before you roll it? And anybody can spend luck if they want to on his roll. So, quick note, again, Josh, you're new, and I keep like bringing out cool new subject matter. Before a roll is made, or after a roll is made, if a rocker boy is in your crew, you can spend luck to add 1 per luck point spent to a roll, and you can do it to your own rolls or your friends' rolls.
I would like to use
How many do you
a
want?
luck.
1. Okay.
At least one.
1 from
Yeah.
Lauren.
I'm
I'll
also
give him 1.
1
You know
from
what? I
Letty.
don't usually use my luck that often, so I'll use 2.
2. We got 3 plus.
Mhm.
You want to do any? You just need a roll of 5 total, and your interface is, your interface is a 4.
like,
So you
it's a
just need to
4,
not, you just need to not roll a 1.
yeah, basically. Okay.
Did I just jinx it?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Interface, roll it. Go ahead,
Rocco
Debbie.
bothers him with one more.
Okay.
So it's auto.
All right,
Doesn't
so
need to roll.
5 on the docket. And you just lower your.
Um,
If you click your token, you should be able to change. It's the blue value, whatever the blue value is. Go ahead.
Wait, so am I still rolling it, or
You're
is there
rolling
still 2
interface.
for a 1?
You're rolling
Okay.
interface. You got a +5 to the roll. So whatever result you get, it's going to be 5 more than what you rolled. So we're at a 14. So you crack the door. Do you wish to
Yeah.
open the door at this point? And then I have one last question. Is there any other programs or any other processes, any other actions you want to take as you exit the net architecture?
Yeah. So I'm actually going to. I want to res eraser
Okay.
and then try for a cloak.
Okay. Go ahead with it. DV is going to be pretty low on this one because of the distance. This is from the data fortress.
14.
More than enough. Yep. So you realize that the net architecture, once you leave it and are looking at it in your virtue, you can see that it is not, there's no chyrons or nothing kind of blazing. Nothing seems to have detected anything that you've done in this. The door, you hear a, like a, caution signs, and the door starts to open. Cryptid, since you're pretty close to the door, but not looking out of it, as the door starts to open, you see a brilliant red light pierce through the door and the fog as the door is opening, and it starts cycling across the space of the open door. So it's like on this back wall, but it's so present because of the steam and the light that you can actually see the red line kind of floating in space, like a laser pointer.
Oh. Spooky.
Oh, it's a tracker. Lamplighter. We might need you here.
Do you want to peek out and see what you can see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Go ahead
a
and make an
little bit
evasion
on
roll
the
for me,
part.
real quick.
Yeah.
Or stealth, your choice. So either fighting, evasion,
Let
or
me check. I
body
think
stealth.
evasion. Where's fighting? You said fighting, evasion, or body stealth?
Yeah, whichever is better for you, just go with that.
Yeah. Where is it? There's fighting. There's fighting. Yep. I clicked it. There we go.
Okay, so you quickly pop out and are able to look at it for long enough to realize what it is. It looks like the structure that this opens up to is an internal, hardly worked, cavernous structure, like a tunnel that was kind of ground out, and then support struts were put up to kind of hold it together. On the opposite side of that, there is an elevator that seems to just be kind of popped up out of the ground, like an elevator structure. But standing in front of that elevator structure, or rather planted in front of that elevator structure, is a turret system. A very massive turret system, which is armed with a Militech HK-31 heavy machine gun and a tracking system. And just as you're like fully taking this on in, the red light kind of moves over in your direction, and then it starts shifting to kind of point at you, and you kind of, nope, fuck that. And I think I can.
Lamplighter.
Oh wait.
You got anything to take out turrets? Maybe.
Oh god.
I'm thinking in game, so like in the video game.
I mean, I don't. I didn't find anything to control that from this architecture over here. There's something connected that's a bigger part. I was only able to access the doors outside in this one.
That's what it looks like.
Oh.
Oh.
I could maybe
so
hack,
it's mobile.
but-
It's able to be mobile.
No, it doesn't look
No.
like it is. It does look
Okay.
like it has
Massive
legs, but they
tripod.
look like they are support struts that are slammed into
Okay,
the ground.
got it. Got it.
It is deployed, is the best way to say it.
Hmm.
You haven't seen
Yeah.
it yet, but with your tech, you might be able to recognize what it is if you can see it, because you brain smart. But yeah, there it is. Lamplighter, it's definitely outside of your reach as far as scanning.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like it's going to be a burden to pass through, though.
We got another smoke grenade, maybe? I don't know if we can see through that though.
I do. Actually, Mooney has quite a variety of grenades.
So,
Even EMP?
real quick, Cryptid, since you were the one that saw it, did you snap a picture of it when you kind of popped out?
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I will
Broadcast that to
through the
everybody.
channels.
You
Yeah.
get a display in your holo text, Chiron, Rocco, and you would look at it and you would realize that this is a Militech military grade turret system, which means that it is not tracking with vision, and the red dot is an indicator light for people.
Infrared.
Well, it's not for it shooting. It's more or less an indicator for people who are aware of it that this is where it's pointed at, right?
Right.
The way it actually targets things is it has a shield dome up on its left side that is actually tracking everything magnetically. So it will fire at sources that have metal on them, which some of you have metal in you. Anything that's metal and moves, it shoots at.
I relay that to the group. I melt.
Okay, so how do we go about shutting it down?
Does Mooney maybe have an EMP grenade?
He does.
Deactivate it and then send on Rocco. Maybe he can try to deactivate
I'll
it
be right
once he's
back.
up there.
Okay.
Let me see. He has 3 EMP grenades.
Yeah. Distance-wise, it's about 26 meters out, so it's going to be a very, very, very impossible throw.
Um,
Does anybody not have any chrome on them?
do we know if its scanning system can see through smoke?
It's magnetic, so yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say impossible to throw, but it'll be very difficult to throw.
Right. What about, I
Places
guess,
to-
who has the best throwing arm? Oh, you know what? Hungry has
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
grenade
say, just load
launcher.
that
Hungry
load
has a
it today.
grenade launcher. You can load the EMP grenade into it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
He just hands it over.
Yep.
I'm also not the best at shooting it. I have no skill in it. It's just a grenade launcher to have a grenade launcher.
Does
So if
anybody
somebody
else have
has, what is it,
force?
shoulder
They're-
arms,
It's heavy
Therapy
weapons.
style.
heavy weapons, then I would be more than happy to hand it over.
Yeah.
That's
And
funny.
I'll say
Oh,
that
that's totally me.
it would be Rocco who probably takes one of your grenades. So go ahead and deduct one grenade from your pool.
Okay.
Hungry, and then takes the EMP grenade and fashions it so it can be fired from the grenade launcher. Because keep in mind, a regular grenade is not for throwing, is not designed to be fired out of a grenade launcher.
I got you.
So Rocco basically is popping the seal on the grenade that Hungry has, discarding the explosive material, and then putting the EMP explosive device and locking it in for the ballistics charge. And then if somebody
Wow.
has good shoulder arms, you can go ahead and take a shot at it if you'd like. Shoulder arms is under ranged weapons, folks.
I don't think we do.
And would you like me to do weapons tech for that, or
No. That's an easy peasy one. Yeah. If you have at least one rank,
No.
I'm not even going to force a roll.
I got
No shoulder arms.
plenty? Yeah.
Oh, I know. You're good at the techs. But yeah, whoever has shoulder arms, whoever feels the most comfortable firing a rifle,
Mooney has 13 shoulder arms.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so
My
Go get 'em,
5.
cowboy.
Hungry hands. He's like, here you go, Nomad. Nomads are good with long weapons, and then you take the grenade launcher. Oh, it's not shoulder arms. Sorry, heavy weapons. I'm such a dum dum. It's a grenade
Okay.
launcher.
Yeah, that's
a
Mooney
different
has
story.
nothing in that.
I think the best person for shooting heavy weapons is gonna be Hungry.
Hungry?
I mean,
Walking
Yeah,
6 over here.
unless Rocco, I don't know. I'm checking it. I don't think he does. Ranged weapons.
I mean, Mooney
No.
has
No.
8.
I have
but-
12 in shoulder arms.
Okay.
Well,
well,
it's going to be heavy weapons for the grenade launcher. I forgot.
Oh, 6. Yeah, no.
So
Yeah,
it's gonna be
5.
you, buddy Joe. You're gonna pop out
Alright.
and take a shot with the grenade launcher.
What was
We
their
believe in you.
just before? I'm gonna click it, but what was the range?
Oh, if you're firing from the door, it'll be 24 meters.
Right, here we go. That's pretty.
So I'm sorry, what-
gnarly.
Well,
what is your rank in heavy weapons, Joe?
2, I think.
0.
Oh, 0.
No, I mean, what's the number?
6.
Okay. Yeah, Mooney has
It was
an 8.
us.
Okay, then hand it to
we'll give
Mooney.
that shit to Mooney.
I'll
They
give
pass
you
it
2
back and
luck.
forth.
Hey, I think this is a great time for more
That's-
luck.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
luck
I'm gonna
from
give
from
them-
Hungry.
Yeah. I guess Mooney will burn 2 as well.
I'll throw in
I'm
1.
gonna burn 1.
I'll give him 1.
I think we'll be good. So what? He's got an extra 6 on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost as if you had 6 points in ranks in heavy weapons. 24 meters is what I said it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Take the
Come
shot.
on now. Yeah, just click the thing, but there we go.
Plus
So
6 is
it's an 11
17.
plus 17.
Yeah. Can you click the grenade launcher for me? I need to see the DVs. It's obviously not.
Oh yeah,
touching.
I don't have it on my
aware.
character sheet.
Man, it sure is good we didn't have you roll, huh? So 15 with the DV, you got a 16. 17. So yeah, on the nose. It hits, and then the damage will just go off of what Mooney or what Joe just
What
rolled.
was rolled? Yeah.
It hits, it detonates, it explodes. You would watch that the turret falls off to the side, like the actual top portion structure falls to the side, and the legs kind of catastrophically kind of like blow out. It looks like the turret is still active, but it is now pointing at the elevator, not at you.
With the EMP grenade?
No, it was an EMP grenade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, it just hits.
We were
And
told we could walk away with whatever we found in here.
I
this looks
forgot.
like something we could sell.
I'm so
Or
sorry.
keep.
So the EMP grenade hits, and I need to read EMP grenade because
Then
I
we gotta
know
get Rocco shuttled out there.
I know this has shielding. Anyone hit by it needs to beat a DV 15 Cybertech check. If they fail, choose 2 pieces of cyberware. Da 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 da. I'm gonna rule it as. Okay, I'm gonna roll. Okay, it powers down. Roll a d6. Okay. So if the tech is on standby and rushes out there, you would realize that disarming the Militech military grade turret is impossible. It's not that it's going to be something you couldn't do. It's that you can't break the case to get into the structure that you would need to get to be able to fuck with things. However, because you're a practical boy and not dumb, you realize it would be easier to just rip the machine gun, the heavy machine gun, off of the fucking thing. And that's what you're going to try and do. So I need a weapons tech, or rather, sorry, a cyber tech check, which will be under tech. And the D, yeah, it's way less than 23. Okay.
Yeah,
So
hell yeah.
you walk over, you look at it, you're like, size it up, reach into your bag, pull out a couple tools, and then the EMP grenade, doom, you watch the barrel drop, and you're immediately rushing out there. You slide up to it, and you go, aha, gun falls off, and you're like,
At it.
Rooney hands.
I have to then say, new gun.
yeah, so it's an HK 31 heavy machine gun, and I will post the stats for that in the chat in a moment. But yeah, the drone is disabled. The elevator access point is there before you.
Mooney will hand the grenade launcher back to Hungry and say, "Thanks, boss."
Pop on in
Yeah,
here.
anytime.
So
Looks like we're using an elevator, huh?
oh right, I remember now. Who's got the HK 31, if anybody?
Be Rocco.
I got it.
Rocco.
Do you want to hold on to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's probably got the stickiest fingers, so best place to have it for now.
Also, is there anything about the same size as this gun in the facility? Just like metal that's a tubing like that?
No, not so far that you've seen.
Indiana Jones.
Okay, like even a pipe that's like a similar size thing that
No.
could stick in. Okay.
No. The gun is as big as you. If you're a smaller guy. Yeah. So far, you have not seen any tubes or pipes that are that big.
Hey, I'm not that small.
It's pretty big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heft the gun and I imagine that I could fit it into my arm slot, and then no, that's not going to work. But he hefts it into the elevator with him.
Yeah. You'll also note that when you check it, it is armed with high velocity rounds, which we discussed last session. High velocity rounds, you have a +1 to your attack rolls when firing them. In weapons that are less high chamber than this, it typically burns the gun. This gun has been made specific for these rounds. And they also count as armor-piercing rounds, which means that when they hit a target, they will ablate 2 points of armor instead of 1 point of armor with each hit.
Okay. I might have found my next lockpick for whatever is down.
The elevator looks like it just works just fine. That's this here. if you want to take it. You can go inside. Looks like you would all fit. I wouldn't say comfortably, but you'll all fit, especially since you now have a huge machine gun that's taking up some space. But you manage.
Matilda to you.
Well, I've already named her. It does appear that this goes down.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are we all taking the route down, or are we wanting to do anything else in this
Down
space?
seems good. I mean, nothing else in the space that we could see, right?
Right.
I mean,
Down.
for
But before we go, I'm assuming that Nina is still
Off comms.
on the way to the camp. Yeah.
You don't have an update yet.
Just kind of intermittently pinging to see if she's in the area.
He says, "Do you want me to head up and call them?"
No.
Okay. If that's the case, bear with me here. Turn that off.
She's smart enough. She can find her way.
When you get to the elevator point where it stops, because it seems to be between two floors, there are no other options. Either the floor you're on or the floor this elevator goes to. Only two options. You descend, and it feels like it descends for a while. When the door opens, it's literally just a metal, like grated steel step or staircase that descends down to what appears to be a landing over a smoky area. You would see that there is another set of staircase that heads down, and it looks like there is a hallway that leads to the north. And you can hear, even from this distance, as you come down these steps, voices and typing. And the typing is very quick. It's not just like, it sounds like supernatural typing.
Real quick, this elevator that we just took, had it been like used recently?
No, there was actually dust on the floor of it. It looked like it hasn't been
Okay.
used in a while.
So the people who were squatting here, they were just staying in basically that first room.
Outside of the
Yeah.
blast door, yeah.
Yeah, but they hadn't gone any deeper in the facility.
Right. In fact,
Is
the HK-31 has a full clip of ammunition, all 1 or 200 rounds.
So
Oh my
that's
God.
already done. Put us on a map.
I
You
did,
said
didn't I?
that we
No, I'm being
Yeah.
OOC sarcastic. I already knew why you put us on a map.
you said that we're on a metal grate flooring. Can we see below us?
Yeah, but it's just smoke and red lights. And the sense of gravity here is actually very kind of like warping. It feels like you're hundreds of feet above like something more solid. And the stairs look like they go down to a landing and then continue down like a well of steps, a stairwell.
What the fuck? Mooney
Yeah,
kind of like
Center of the earth.
he pulls out his Kenshin and his Buria, and
Yeah.
he goes and he like looks around the corner and he's kind of like taking in the size of the place, and he says, "All this for 5,000 eddies."
Am I
was a
still
steal.
following kind of the different
I'm gonna
lines
try
to the greater net architecture we were talking about?
So the net architecture at this point feels like the fortress is internalized, so it's present here. However, what you're realizing is that the fortress is sealed, which means you have to find an access point. And so far, you're aware that there's an architecture like doing shit here. Like the lights are connected to an architecture, the whatever the elevator that you just walked out of, you now know is connected to an architecture on the bottom level here, but you don't have any connection points, so you aren't able to manipulate it, unfortunately.
Are there any cameras that we can see?
No cameras.
Can I?
In fact, great question. When you look up to where you think they would be, you see what looks like a mount for a camera, but the camera appears to have been removed.
Oh.
Huh.
Spooky.
Can I proceed down this hall stealthily? Quiet, because I hear voices.
You can. I will let you know that the DV for doing so is going to be pretty high because you are walking on metal, and it's also kind of like above like an open space, so there's like a nice clunkiness
It's
to it.
worth a try.
More than
It's
fair.
worth a try. Either way, we're gonna be walking somewhere.
And are you throwing up the hologram mask, or has it been active the whole time?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So as you make your way up,
So-
you kind of get to this middle land here, and you definitely realize that each step is kind of like labored, and this one kind of feels the most clink, and you hear a, huh?
Mhm.
Is that you, Kevin? You hear a voice. And then you hear like a chair, which sounds like a spinning chair, kind of like move, and then footfall on a tile up ahead. Do you move into
Yeah,
cover
I'm
on the
gonna
left,
try.
or do you hold your position?
I'm in the cover here.
Okay. Go ahead and make another stealth
Stealth.
roll.
Okay.
You peek
8.
out, and you see this guy in a business suit, like corpo style business suit. Like flash tie, and he's wearing a set of old style virtuality goggles, like Netrunners from the 2045's goggles on his face. And he looks down the way. Huh, thought I heard something. And then he'll kind of walk back into the space.
I'm gonna basically text chat our group
Okay.
that there's people up ahead, possible runner. Looks corpo trash. I'm gonna add.
I'd say too, you'd also see that there was like a Militech. There was a
Wow.
Militech pin on his lapel.
Slash three smiles at Letty.
Militech corpo trash.
I mean, yeah, Militech is trash.
Corpos are trash.
Well, this
Hey,
might
Cap.
be the time for the corpo to shine.
You got a business deal in you or something, Letty?
If not, I can burn him faster than you could say what.
Yeah, or you just, kill him.
Yeah.
I've exploded a few brains.
So the
I'm
options
gonna
are talk to
switch-
them nicely, or burn their brains out, or pierce them with hundreds and hundreds of bullets.
I'm gonna switch to handling my handgun. We are in closed
Yep.
spaces.
John.
Yeah.
So we entered through the steps to the south.
Yeah.
There's additional steps in the grading going down into the fog, correct?
100%.
And it's fairly noisy in here, I assume?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Do you want to make your way down the steps, or do you want to?
I do. Yeah.
Rocco looks to Hungry, looks to the steps, and starts making his way down.
After a moment, Mooney's going to follow him.
Okay.
Is it going to be difficult to heft Matilda through the steps and everything like that?
What's your body?
My body is 6.
Okay. So you're a pretty strong guy. Have you ever moved a couch?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Pivot?
that's what it would be like if you were hauling it around.
Mm-hmm.
But your guy is pretty buff. Like 6 is on the higher spectrum. Like 8 is like the top tier that you can get at character creation. Like it's almost like 10 is like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his peak, right?
Right.
So you're hefting it around. You're definitely starting to feel the pains of carrying it around. But since you're a smart boy, I think at this point you probably like figured out a shoulder strap with your tech bag and kind of like loosed it in, so you're getting a little bit of support from your spine and shoulders carrying this bitch. So
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be a problem for you to fire because it requires a body of 10.
Okay.
Do you want me to carry that?
Hands it over. It's mine though.
That's totally fine. It's just that,
Yeah.
I got no problem handing it over to you, but here.
When
any
you get to the
kind of
bottom of the
hand
well. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, does he need another gun, or does he have other weapons?
He's got the shotgun.
He shows off his shotgun arm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess if Mooney's rocking that gun, he'll just, I guess, take the lead, but he'll go slow and try to be as quiet as possible.
When you get to the bottom, You'll see that it ends like many a stairwell do, but you actually enter a point where you actually descend through the fog, and then walls are on your sides. So you're now inside of like a square column versus out in the open like it felt like you were before. That point when it breaches, though, there are a bunch of wires and weird like electrical structures on the top of this concrete structure you're entering into that seem to all funnel off towards the west. Okay. When you make it to the very bottom, you find the very first door that you have seen throughout the entirety of the staircasing. Seems like this is the point of access. And it is literally the oldest door every single one of you in character has ever seen in your fucking life. It is a metal, like, door with a glass panel with like the chicken wire through it, the support chicken wire. It's literally like a cafeteria door or like a
Yeah.
school door
Laboratory door.
or a laboratory door. Yeah, it is very
I know
much
those
that.
very well.
Yeah, one of the oldest doors you've ever seen in character, because all of them are now security doors or metal like slide open doors. But you can see that through the door as you're kind of approaching it, that there appears to be movement and lights on the other side. Mooney, since you said you were taking the lead, go ahead and make a stealth roll if you want to roll up to the window and look inside.
And just as a heads up, I see a black screen on my end.
Yeah. Well, it's catwalk still. We're still on the catwalks here, so you don't.
I can't see that at all.
Oh, what?
Weird.
Hold on.
That's good.
Did you delete your token? Did someone delete your token? There we go.
Gracias. Okay.
Okay. So, Mooney, what'd you get?
You said stealth?
Yeah,
Where are my skills? This character sheet is so long.
Underbody.
Let's see. You said it's under body.
You bet.
19,
Okay.
not bad.
You kind of move up to the door and look inside, and I'm going to move you to another map. And you can decide what you want to do based on
But Rocco's right behind me, right?
you can decide what you want to do based on what
Okay.
you see.
Okay.
And Rocco can also take a gander when he's feeling froggy and wants to make a stealth roll. Inside, you see a perfectly lit facility that looks like it has 4 terminals on the south side of the room and 2 terminals near to the door window that you're looking through. On the far side, you see a man dressed up in Militech battle armor with a Militech Ajax in his hands, seated on the stool looking at 2 individuals across the room from him who look like they're dressed similarly to the guy who popped out, with similar kind of like gear on, virtuality goggles, old tech, and they are messing around on these computer terminals. You can see that their fingers are all split into like a bunch of small little wires that are actually clacking the keys. These are called Waldos. If you've seen Ghost in the Shell, you know what we're talking about. You split open the fingers and da 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 da. They're doing something on these terminals, and they are apparently being overseen by this soldier. This passageway here seems to be open, and it looks like there's a visibility through another door where you can see what looks like an office over there. And then there's a door over here, which is closed, but it also has a window through it, and it looks like it leads to a hallway. Based on the structure, you don't think that there's anything behind you or around your back. Like, this is the only access point to this specific facility.
He's just gonna hug the wall and basically be in a position to where the gun he's carrying is pointed at this person wearing armor, but the door is still closed.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna wait until he can see Rocco. And then as soon as he does, he's gonna like hold up a hand to sort of be like stop, and then he's gonna start like relaying some hand signals to him.
Okay. Did anybody besides Mooney or Rocco head down the steps?
No.
Okay. Back up top then. Do you wish to proceed forward down the hallway and deal with the runners, or do you wish to remain here?
I suppose we can deal with the runner.
Okay. What's the plan?
I'm holding position here until we do something.
Smart.
And you've got your pistol in your hands. Yep.
Yep.
Samesies.
Okay.
I guess we walk forward with confidence.
Are you wanting to like have the pistol brandish, or are you wanting to like hold it in a concealed fashion?
Concealed.
Go ahead and make a conceal reveal. I believe that's under body as well.
Yeah. No.
What's it under? Control? No.
Thinking
It is under awareness?
technique, maybe?
Awareness. It's awareness.
Awareness, that makes sense. Ah. Wishmark. 11.
Okay.
Not great.
So you're kind of holding the pistol like behind you, and you're kind of walking forward, but you're very clearly holding a pistol behind you to people who might be more military trained. Some other
Yeah.
people might just think you're a silly goose. You walk onto the grading, and once you kind of get near cryptid, you hear a, okay, there's got to be something there. And you would hear kind of another voice say, I'll check it. You keep on working. And then you'd hear footfalls on tile kind of approaching in that direction. Kevin, stop fucking around, you'd hear as he comes around. Go ahead, Lamplighter.
Yeah, I would just want to move up into this kind of corner spot so I can see more down the hall in case someone comes around to connect to them.
And you're trying to maintain hidden
Yes.
stealth. Okay. You see a man come out, virtuality goggles, looking at you and says, who the fuck are you? As he sees you, Letty.
Here for an inspection?
You see his eyes kind of shift to the side. Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
Social persuasion. 18.
Oh, Fisk brought in another Biotechnica stooge. Okay, yeah, come on. And gestures with his hand like this.
Hmm.
Oh,
She'll put the pistol away.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the facility. Unfortunately, we weren't made aware of your inspection, so we can just show you what we can from here, top down. The other people in this room, as you look at them, there is the guy you saw before with his virtuality goggles. This guy with his virtuality goggles, and this lady looks like every single mom, secretary, put through too much work and struggling just to get by at this little desk here. Just looks
She's
at you.
doing her best.
She's doing her best, and she just like, her eyes are absolutely like dark circled underneath. She looks like she's been pushed to the brink every single day working in this weird office with these two guys. One of them definitely looks like an asshole. The guy you're currently talking to, maybe not. But yeah, he walks you over to this terminal and says, have a seat.
Thank you.
So, yeah, as you understand, Project Rhea is focused on, in particular, maintaining the objective purity of the AI structure, and the core has been isolated. We took some notes from Sinisher on that, and we have it focused in on its data core behind the wall. The black wall keeps it at bay, but we have double indemnity. We have breach locks. If something were to breach the structures into any of the architectures outside, the whole site would be blown. Not much of a loss. Fucking scum up ahead, above us are pieces of shit anyway. But yeah, that's the situation. And you'd see like a 3D, vision of a data fortress, which to you probably doesn't mean much, other than this is some very old net shit, like ancient net shit. And it's kind of broadcasting information that lets you know that there is a AI being contained in this facility.
Right.
And he said that this project is called Project Rhea.
Yes. So things have been going smoothly and going well then, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. We received the two blanks that you sent over, and they just arrived earlier today in the trolley. We're planning on setting them up and getting them grid padded, but for right now, we've got 3 out of 6 that are not taking the program and have been isolated. We're hoping we can reuse the blanks, but we'll see. The other 3 blanks are doing fine. Mooney, you're way below.
Okay.
Looks like Rocco was. Yeah, you guys are like hundreds of feet. Like you took about 10 flights of stairs down.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But Lamplighter and
Lamplighter,
Cryptid can
Cryptid can
hear.
definitely hear, and Cryptid's recording. Yep.
Sick.
Oh, fuck. That's awesome.
So yeah. Again, thanks for those blanks. We couldn't do it without you. And again, oh, I'm sorry. Fuck. I just assumed since you got past the turret, your security details are. Why'd you go through the back door though?
With the issues with the ones upstairs, sometimes you need to make sure that things are secure.
I guess it's easier to land an AV out there in the junk fields as long as you're not, dealing with those fucking drones. Those goddamn nomads are flying around.
No, of course. There's better landing space there as well.
Yeah, for certain. Well, yeah, great.
And it's more discreet.
This guy will say, "Hey, weren't there squatters up there?"
I took care of them, no worries.
Oh, you brought a security detail. Dope. And he
They
gets
are
back.
still upstairs.
He
of
gets back
course.
to working, and his fingers are like, bleh. So this guy kind of says, "Well, yeah, I can go ahead and ping down to reception. The only issue with you taking the back door is you didn't get the greeting squad. If you'd like, or again, if you just want to go on about your business, you have all rights. That's what Fisk said. Um, do you want me to ring down to reception?
Oh, no, that's not necessary. I will make my way down.
Oh, sure. And yeah, if you want to inspect, if you go out that way, and he points to the south here. Hold on. Can I get your credentials real quick?
She'll hand him over.
Plugs you in, hands you the tags back, and says, "None of the automated systems will attack you at this point. But if you go out that south way, make sure to have your security detail if they come through here. Contact with us. We have an old lifter drone or lifter robot in the other space. It acts as kind of a security final measure before the core. If the AI were to break out, it would be able to combat that, hopefully. But yeah,
Of course. Do you mind if I do just go back to get my detail?
yeah, absolutely fine. As long as they're official Biotechnica individuals, they shouldn't have a problem.
All right, thank you. It may take me a moment.
And the lady says, yeah, just make sure that you bring their credentials to me. I'll try and act as reception since you didn't go through the normal doorway. That's fine."
I appreciate you.
Right.
Thank you for your work.
Of course, of course.
No chance I have any contact with Carbon right now? Could he make me an official
You
Biotechnica for a
cannot.
day?
Yeah, you cannot communicate
Yeah.
out.
No, I figured.
In fact, the only person who has a semblance of communication is Lamplighter because they're still tethered.
Yeah.
So she's able to see
She'll
what's
go
going
back.
on. She just can't respond.
Yeah. She'll go back to the runners and Hungry, who's still up here with us.
Yeah. Holding a grenade launcher last I checked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to match her footsteps and follow her back.
Yeah, no problem. You guys get out.
Little rendezvous over here.
Party.
So you heard all that, and it seems that we have still some issues, but we can deal with this.
Ah,
We may
Sure.
need to wait for Nina and Tove to get back, though, as they have, of course, official credentials that we are needed.
And yeah, so they said reception downstairs. I just want to be clear on that. So
Yeah.
we're gonna cycle back to Mooney. You said you were doing some hand signals. What's the message you're trying to relay to Rocco?
Is that there are I can see like 5 people.
Just a few, yeah.
Yeah, he just holds up his hand like stop, and then he kind of holds up, let's say 4 fingers. He like points in there 4 fingers, and then he is saying like, let's go back because they haven't seen us yet, so we can. Yeah.
So you folks are backpedaling. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, it looks like this is the only way in there, but that doesn't mean I need to hold. If I'm going to try to hold it or whatever, I don't need to hold it there. I can do it at the end of the hallway,
Yeah,
preferably at the top of the stairs.
for sure. You guys make it back up. There's no issue.
Rocco pauses, mystified at the ancient door, shakes his head, and goes back up.
You get back up to the top of the steps after another 8 flights of steps. No problem for you two. And regroup. Nina has yet to connect, tether up, so you lock in.
Yeah, Mooney just lets him know that he's like, hey, we got a Militech operation going on here. There's an office down there. I saw what looked like maybe a net runner or 2, and then a big guy in armor.
Yes, I believe that is reception.
Oh, so okay. What's the situation up here?
Well, there are offices, and it is Militech. They are operating a AI program, and it seems that my company has been giving them, whether officially or unofficially, blanks, as they called them.
Oh,
If you
anything
catch
else
my
you'd like to tell me?
What do you mean?
I mean, that's a lot. Did you know Biotechnica was doing this? Did you know this operation was going on here?
I was not aware of this. It appears our she'll get hungry friend Fisk is behind this, which may mean that it is not some say kosher.
Hungry would nod and agree.
Also, probably best if they don't see me.
Yeah. Likewise. I believe this is yours, and he hands the gun back to Rocco. And then after handing the gun back to Rocco, he's kind of gestures to the elevator. He says, I think we should probably get out of here.
The mention of the mech that was kind of stated would kind of key to Rocco. If this is a true Militech facility, it is probably in line with automated tank systems, which means if you're trying to bypass the people to the north of you, Letty won't have a problem with it because she's been keyed off of its scanners, but everyone else would have to get through that thing. And an out of character note is in the Cyberpunk video game, shooting it doesn't matter with regular guns like small arms. It's literally just a I find you and kill you kind of device. Downstairs, you saw one security specialist, just one. Whether that is normal is something that the Corpo knows, and it's not. There's at least 4 individuals down there because Militech doesn't operate in parties smaller than 4. And it's probably the case, with the facility being as it is, there's probably quite a few more than 4. Not to mention all of the turret systems and structures that are present within. It might be the case that you folks, having seen what you've seen, will need to actually plan this job a bit more structurally. But we're heading out with what we got, right?
I don't know. Hey, Rocco, how do you feel about disarming that C6 upstairs?
I mean, it is yours if you wish. I can disarm it for you.
Okay.
Well, Mooney definitely does not want to be caught out here by any of the Militech personnel.
Let's just take a vote. Because, again, we have about 20 minutes left in the game. We can definitely press on. I'm just letting you know that the situation as it stands will be very detrimental to your health. But if you wish to proceed, we can. So, Lamplighter, do you wish to go into a place that has a confirmed data fortress from the old net, basically lined up with a black wall, keeping an AI like structurally supported and sound?
Yeah, no. So I'd be
Okay.
agreeing with Mooney.
Cool.
I think we need to.
Cryptid, you're aware of the facility. You got pretty good details from the asshole telling Letty about them. Do you really need to fight everyone? You want
No,
to?
as much as I like a good party, no, I actually
Okay.
would want some outside information and help.
Hungry. You're in deep water, and being a big man like yourself, you sink pretty quick. Do you want to hang out here in the deep end, or do you wish to back out?
Oh, nothing would make me happier than to ruin Fisk's day, but it's not a good idea.
Not today, but you were the fixer. You can plan the job that does. You know the
We don't
shooters.
have to ruin.
You can
We
do
don't
it.
have to ruin his day today, but we can ruin his life.
Fuck his
another
day. Every day.
Yeah,
Mooney,
exactly, for the rest of his life.
you live right
That's
outside.
like
If
most
this shit
people-
goes south, it's not just south for you. It's south for
Right.
everybody upstairs. So if you want to
Right.
back out, I understand. Rocco, taking a possibly, death-inducing, taste at the C6 charges sounds a lot more of a potentially sure bet than jumping into what Militech has down here.
Uh, uh, Rocco turns to Letty and says, "They wish you to do an inspection, do they not?"
They do? Well, that is why I can be here.
They offered her to
Did-
go or stay. It was her choice.
Did you
Yes, I
get
am
a
going
plus
to
one?
get my security detail at the moment. I can, of course, make the excuse that there was an issue upstairs.
Would I
And
would
then
I
have to leave.
pass as a part of your security detail? Is I guess the question.
Unfortunately, you do not have the credentials that are needed. I will need Tov and Nina, possibly Honora, because they all have official badges.
Well then, I'm out.
Okay. And then Letty, obviously, getting out to your team and figuring out what to do next is your plan of attack here. So, real quick,
I
just to make it
believe so,
move smooth, to get it in time. Josh, go ahead and give me a demo roll. So, demolitions is under tech.
Mhm.
If you don't feel confident before you roll it, you do not have
I'll
to
give
roll
you
it.
some luck.
I will say that the DV is 15. So, you want to beat a 15 on the roll.
I've got an 8.
So, 15, 8, you need to roll a 7 on a D10. So, you've been given how many points of luck from Lark?
2 luck. 2.
2. So, we're now
Yeah,
looking
I'll
at
give him 2 as well.
We're looking at a
I
plus
need
12.
3 or higher, right?
You'd need to roll 3 or higher on a d10 unless you're getting any more luck from anybody.
I'll give a
I'm
one.
gonna use a luck for myself too.
So you need to roll anything besides a 1 at this point now.
Okay. I like them odds.
Nailed it. So
Sick.
yeah,
Hey.
you get some help getting up there. You pull your tools out. You kind of quickly do like demolitions work and unplug it. You get a total of 6 sticks of C6. That was a very hard sentence. But you have 6 sticks of C6. You do not have
Sally
a
sells
det
6 sticks of C6.
Yeah,
You
I'm
do not have
also
a-
saying it out loud. myself.
You do not have a detonator, so that they don't do anything for you. They were all connected to the automated turret, which would have acted as the detonator if it was activated.
Can I connect the turret that we looted into the automated turret spot?
No, they are not the same proprietary model.
Just curious. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I would like to disable that robot for good. I don't want them coming back behind us and like setting it back up again.
Oh yeah, it's definitely downed. And the gun's been removed. They would have to put the gun
Right.
back on. So honestly,
They
it's,
need a
Actually,
new gun.
if it,
does
it's
Mooney have enough body to drag
just
it out?
the gun or the turret. What I'm trying to tell you is the turret's not a huge deal. It's not a big deal. The gun was
Okay.
definitely the thing that mattered on that. If
Okay.
you take the turret or the gun and they find that either are missing and they're left time to replace either, they will replace both or the gun if needed. Do you understand? So
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
you've
Like we
already
can't.
done you've already
Yeah.
done you're just over you're kicking a dead horse at that point.
Right.
Rocco's like, no, 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 no. You do not need to do this.
It's fine.
Um,
It's heavy as fuck. If I had the
Mooney would
behemoth.
like to take the. He would like to secure the C6.
Okay. Well, is Rocco passing it up? Because you just asked him to turn it off, not give it to you.
Oh
You have
well,
six
that was
sticks
kind
of-
of the implication.
You have 6 sticks of C6. Are you passing them over or are you keeping them?
I passed them over.
All right, what a pal.
What's he passing over again?
Thank you.
6 sticks of C6. So, when you get outside and reconnect with Nina, you immediately get the call request into your hollow, and she says, you guys should get up here, we've got a problem.
Oh fuck.
And when you look up at Boxville, you see 2 Militech basilisks floating above Boxville.
I thought that this might happen.
I'm gonna send a quick transmission of that to Carbon. See if he's got anything
He
to
goes,
say about it.
yeah, seems like it's the entourage of a pretty high up CEO for Militech, individual named Meredith Stout. Be on caution. She's probably got a whole fucking army with her.
Anybody here know a Meredith Stout?
Am I aware?
Meredith Stout. Yes.
Can I roll a d10?
Yes, you may. Meredith Stout is the senior operations manager for Militech.
And Letty would just know this.
Yeah, she's on TV. She's
Being
kind of a big
Corpo.
deal.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
Names come up
Well-
before too. It's ringing some bells.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's in the
If you
video game
don't
also.
know
Yeah, she's
her-
definitely been mentioned a couple times in the game. Because she's,
You
again,
don't know her?
she's senior operations manager, government relations executive. She's kind of like a high up exec.
Kind of a big deal.
She's a badass bitch too. But yeah, if you don't know her, you're about to.
If you make your way up there, you'll see that
Yep.
once you kind of start making your way up, one of the AVs kind of moves over to you, and you can see blue light trackers kind of like scanning over your group, and then it kind of just shifts back up and moves away. As it kind of gets back into formation, you'll see 6 large drones move into the basilisk and enter into where personnel typically are kept, close shut, and then that AV takes off and flies northbound or northwestern bound towards Corpo Center. The other AV starts to descend, and it seems to be going towards the garage or near the garage. It will park, and as you kind of make your way, you can see like all the Andersons are kind of there with their guns out, and you hear a voice like a kind of blare from it as you're approaching. Lower your weapons, back away from the vehicle. We're not here for violence, but if you want us to be, we can. Jumbo kind of makes a call, gesturing. And then Jumbo kind of steps forward. What do you want to talk about? Not you. Fuck off. You hear from inside the AV, like the speaker's out. I want to talk to the fixer. Where is he?
Fuck.
Is he hungry?
Door
Do we have a
opens.
fixer?
Oh, do you want to call? You want to call like and say no? Don't tell him it's hungry. Fuck that.
Hey, you know what? Cryptid is always down to lie.
So, door opens. Individual comes out with about 12 security operatives, all in full like flak armor, Ajaxes in hand, kind of pointing around and making sure everyone is kind of scouted and accounted for. The woman in the middle, though, is oh my god, she's just absolutely every bit of "don't fuck with me" kind of attitude. just in the look. She's wearing a very similar to Letty, just like corpo in neo-industrial style outfit. She crosses her arms, has a very kind of resting bitch face look to her as she kind of stares at Hungry and says, "You the hamburger man?"
Yeah, that's right.
One of my operatives. One of my operatives met with you about a month ago. Is that right?
That was the job, right?
The
The tunnel
when
job.
no when Fisk met with you and tried to buy the chip off of you.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be contacting individuals on the street level like that. It's actually outside of our protocol. So I need all the details that you have on the individual who contacted you. I also need everything he asked you. If you have a recording, that'd be great. If not, that's fine too. This is the first time you've been outside of the city in a while, Mr. Hungry. Been waiting.
Wait, is this from? I'm sorry. Is this from that meeting? Like, is this
Well
from
before.
Cryptid's first?
Well
Okay.
before.
Okay, I wasn't sure which one we had contacted.
yeah, I'm trying to find my notes, but I can't find. my
Remember
old
when
notes.
you got it was after the chip job, so the Arasaka job.
Oh yeah, Militech offered 1,000,000 eddies
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah. No, no, no,
me to
no.
give them.
Fisk offered 1,000,000 eddies.
Right.
Um,
Yes. Right. Fuck,
yes.
I will.
Fuck
Yeah,
this.
I will rat Fisk out in a heartbeat. I'll tell them everything I know, even though I can't remember what it is.
Fair enough.
I
If
know.
you're
Yeah, I mean that
s-
Fisk offered me 1,000,000 eddies to take
to
the fucking thing and give it to them. And
simplify the process, are you playing ball with Meredith Stout and giving her Fisk and all the details regarding Fisk? And how far does that ball go? Because she does not seem to know from the conversation. Go ahead and roll human perception. Letty, Cryptid, and Hungry. I need you three to roll human perception. The others are probably not going to fucking get the game that's being played here. Just not to be mean, Mooney, Rocco, or Lamplighter,
It's
but
fun.
we're kind of playing
That's
outside your
Corpo shit.
we're playing outside your pay scale.
I'm
It's
totally
business.
fine with being played out of. Yeah.
You're
I'm only
I
here
already
because Carvin
did.
told me
I
to.
already did the job I was supposed to. So she does not seem to know in the conversation that you guys are literally sitting on top of a Militech facility. So my question to you three would be: is as Hungry starts to divulge the information regarding Fisk, do either one of you three want to chime in to Meredith Stout that that facility is present?
She is higher than Fisk, right, in the company?
She's very higher than Fisk.
And she should, in theory, know that this exists.
Yeah, but she doesn't seem to be. Either she knows and she doesn't care and she isn't paying attention
Right.
to that, or she has no idea.
You know what?
Um,
Absolutely. Because it's going to be on the internet later anyway.
yeah. Are you aware of the goings on downstairs then?
Downstairs, what the fuck under this trash heap?
Yes, actually. I believe Fisk is involved. I heard his name. She'll look to Cryptid. I believe it was recorded, yes?
Absolutely.
She raises her hand up and
I'll give her
gestures.
the. I'll pitch the.
Pull it into
audio
a memory
recording.
slot and give her the recording.
Mhm.
She takes it in her hand.
I believe that Biotechnica, in fact, is trying to clean up some messes, and it seems like there is some mess for both you and I, unless this is official business that I am not aware of.
She slots the shard. She says, "You got a timestamp?" And then she kind of rolls through the footage. You kind of
Do
help
I
her.
need one?
You kind of help her. Not like your character would kind of like, yeah, it's about. And she says, "Okay," and then she starts listening. Huh. Okay. Great. Points at Hungry. I don't like where our relationship, and by our relationship, I mean my company and your business, has gotten off to. I want to meet. This isn't it. I'll send you the details. Looks at Letty. If this is what I think it is, you're as much as fucking involved as he is. However, I appreciate you letting me know. I'll see if I can't reach out to someone in your group. You got a name I should probably talk to?
Oh, for me,
Yeah, manager
She'll-
or something?
she'll pass the her manager's name
Okay.
and details.
Wait, he's in Night City? I thought he was in fucking Rome.
He just arrived recently. He got a promotion.
Probably because the boss got shot. Okay, cool. She shakes her head. Biotechnica, folks. And then she looks at Cryptid. I'm keeping this.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any other copies?
I might.
What's it worth to you to erase them? You know what? I'll just be real with you. You have two options. Burn them, or I kill you here or later if you fuck with me. Those are the options.
We'll see.
I guess we fucking will. She'll look at Hungry and say, we're good. I'll send you my details. And if you would be so kind, looking at Letty and Hungry, keep this low. I'm assuming you want Fisk to burn. You were so quick-lipped with it. I'll make it happen, but don't fuck with the corp. She'll turn and walk towards the basilisk. Her team will start pulling back and away. And then she'll just get into her AV and fuck off if nobody stops her.
Nope.
I'll activate my Sand of Vistine and fucking shoot 2 grenades at him.
The
Got her.
I'm kidding.
the auto response Krasnikovs will activate in all 12 of
I'd
her.
love to kill Meredith Stout.
Oh God.
And yeah, with that, that's the end of the gig. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thanks for watching those that did, and we will see you next time we do a pickup game, or we'll see you on Tuesday when we pick up with Curse of Strahd. I mean, not Strahd. Okay, have a good night.
Curse of Gold Eyes.
That's the one. Good night.